Chapter 293. The effect that Lin Xian could release was to banish people into the space that he had created. In this space, people would be fine and could even break free. What Ling Long Shui meant was that her martial technique was similar to a black hole. As long as someone was sucked in, that person would be gone and vanish into thin air. Then, they would not be able to break free and turn into atoms. That was simply invincible. With Lin Xian's 9 stars arcane body realm cultivation base, a heaven tier martial skill could easily suck in a mystic heaven tier 1 star martial skill. Even a mystic heaven tier 5 star martial skill could easily suck in a heaven tier martial skill. That was too domineering. I want it, Lin Xian said impatiently. Give me the spray first. Ling Long Shui said. What if you don't give it to me? Lin Xian asked. I don't want to go back on my words with you, but you. Cough cough. Lin Xian admitted that he often cheated Ling Long Shui. He had cheated many good things from her. But she did not know that she was cheated. That was very comfortable. All right. Then, Lin Xian spent 300,000 scumbag points to exchange for a bottle, and handed it to Ling Long Shui. Remember, this thing has nothing to do with your strength. It only depends on the strength of the other party. How long it will listen to you depends on the other party's strength. Lin Xian reminded her. He did not know what this girl wanted to do. Got it. Also, although this bottle is full, it can only be used on one person. That is to say, it can only be used once. No matter how much is left, it will be useless once used. What if it doesn't spray? Ling Long Shui asked. Then it can be used. As long as it doesn't work, it's fine. Ling Long Shui nodded slightly. I wanted to. Bing Lingyue stretched out her hand to Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Then what can you give me? It seemed like Bing Lingyue had nothing to give Lin Xian. Her things were all in the imperial tombs. The rest of the ice attribute martial skills cannot be imparted to you. Bing Lingyue said helplessly. Previously, he had imbued Lin Xian with a martial technique, but now it was gone. Lin Xian then looked at Ling Long Shui. Forget it. I'll give you a bottle for Xiao Linglong's sake. I don't want your things anymore. Lin Xian spent another 300,000 scumbag points and threw a bottle to Bing Lingyue. Ding. Ling Long Shui's favorability towards you +1. This Ling Long Shui's favorability is so hard to raise. Many thanks. Bing Lingyue quietly put away the obedient spray. Wait a minute. Was Bing Lingyue going to use it on Ling Long Shui? It shouldn't be, right? Give me the martial skill. Lin Xian couldn't wait to tell Ling Long Shui. With this martial skill, it was equivalent to having the strongest killing move. It was even more powerful than all of Lin Xian's space manipulation. What should he say now? He had many martial skills, and they were very powerful. He didn't lack them, but no one would complain about having too many martial skills. However, having more martial skills wasn't necessarily a good thing. As he used them, he would realize that his spiritual energy points were all gone. Also, he had to strive for perfection. If he had too many martial skills, he wouldn't be able to master them. But if it was an earth rank martial skill, there wouldn't be many of them. As long as the effects weren't repeated, there wouldn't be a problem. Ling Long Shui rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Then, she pointed her slender finger at Lin Xian's forehead and a white light shone out. Xiao Linglong, your finger is so soft. Lin Xian grinned. Don't talk too much. Ling Long Shui said coldly. What kind of martial skill is this? 1000 induction heavenly prison. Ding. Power received 10%. 20%. Ding. 1000 induction heavenly prison has been successfully learned. Ling Long Shui let out a sigh of relief. Forcefully instilling the 1000 induction heavenly prison into an arcane body realm martial artist. Other than giving it to him, she also had to protect him. Damn it. She actually had to protect him. However, when she thought of the heaven-defying spray, Ling Long Shui's heart relaxed. She might not need it, but she was very curious. Moreover, this was something she had never seen before. What if it could help her in the future? It's best to use this move when you're in the arcane body realm. An arcane body realm martial artist might not be able to withstand it. Ling Long Shui reminded Lin Xian. Thank you. Then, Lin Xian impatiently looked at the introduction of the 1000 Induction Heavenly Prison. Myriad Bait Heavenly Prison. Grade. Heaven Rank 1 star. A Heaven Rank martial skill created by the Void Fox Ling Long Shui. As the ruler of the Void Fox clan, her self-created martial skill could be said to be heaven-defying. Effect. Releases a powerful 1000 Induction Heavenly Prison. It has the power of destruction and a strong suction force. Once the target is sucked in, it will cause irreversible destruction. The size, strength, and suction force of the 1000 Induction Heavenly Prison is related to the strength of the release. Spiritual energy cost. A minimum of 3,500. There was no accurate data, but perhaps it was precisely because there was no accurate data that this martial skill was powerful. In short, it was very brainless. In any case, as long as you were sucked in, you would die. The main thing was whether or not it could be sucked in depended on how strong Lin Xian's release was. Earth stage martial skills could cause damage to those a few stars higher, not to mention heaven stage martial skills. Ling Long Shui also said that Lin Xian was at arcane body stage 9 stars. If he was at arcane body stage 5 stars, he would die under this 1000 Induction Heavenly Prison if he wasn't careful. It was enough to show how powerful it was. One big realm 6 stars higher. How exaggerated was that? But now, the awkward thing was that Lin Xian's spiritual energy was a total of 3,500 at arcane body stage 9 stars. That was just right. In other words, even if his spiritual energy was depleted, he could only release 1,000 Induction Heavenly Prison. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to release it. Wasn't this too much spiritual energy consumption? It was strong. But Lin Xian might not even be able to use it when he was in danger because his spiritual energy wasn't enough. Damn. However, with such a powerful martial skill, Lin Xian would be able to use it when he faced a battle with a high number of stars like Chu Haohan. Thanks. You've said it twice. Ling Long Shui replied emotionlessly as she played with the bottle of obedience spray. That proves that my gratitude to you is even deeper. If you feel that it's not enough, you can give me another bottle. Ling Long Shui said. Cough cough, that won't be necessary. Do you think it's filled with water? You can have as many bottles as you want. Lin Xian rolled his eyes. The two girls put away the obedience spray. Everyone, the next item to be auctioned is the new finale item. After saying that, the beauty removed the red cloth and everyone stood up to see it clearly. What's that? It looks like a pitch-black needle. A needle. That's the finale item. What's so special about it? Could it be that it's used by some big star? Everyone revealed an astonished expression because they couldn't think of it as something awesome. Even if it was a spiritual weapon, how powerful could it be? Everyone, this needle is called the Heaven's Punishment Needle. As the name suggests, those who are hit by this needle will be punished by the heavens. A man shouted, Big sister, please explain it clearly. I don't read much, so I don't understand. Chapter 294. Hearing the man's words, the Cheongsam girl's mouth twitched slightly. Then she coughed dryly and said, If this needle hits a cultivator, even a low realm cultivator will be instantly killed. Hearing her words, the crowd fell silent for a few seconds. Then they could not help but burst into laughter. Ha ha ha! Instantly kill a low realm cultivator. That's it. This is a spirit artifact, right? Let me see you instantly kill a mystic heaven realm cultivator and even a low realm cultivator. Do you think low realm cultivators are cabbages? Does the Bounty Hunter Guild also do such deceptive things? Everyone, please quiet down. At this time, Zhang Chongtian walked out. Many people knew that he was the guild leader, so they naturally had to give him face. Everyone, it's true that using a spirit artifact to instantly kill a low realm cultivator with a needle is unheard of. It's normal that you don't believe it. However, the cultivator who auctioned this needle personally demonstrated it to this old man. Moreover, this concerns the reputation of the Bounty Hunter Guild. Do you really think that the Bounty Hunter Guild would not even be willing to sell such a fake at a high price for our reputation? Hearing Zhang Chongqian's words, everyone fell silent. That's right, this was not a small shop. This was the Bounty Hunter Guild. They could not really sell fake goods, right? This concerned the reputation of the Bounty Hunter Guild. Seeing is believing. That auctioneer knows that this is indeed a bit of a fantasy, so he gave this old man an extra one. With that, Zhang Chongtian took out another Heaven's Wrath needle. Everyone's attention was immediately placed on his hand. If it was true, then it would refresh their worldview. Of course, apart from them, Zhang Chongtian and the others would also refresh their worldview. Then, an old man walked to Zhang Chongqian's side. Everyone seeing is believing. This is an expert of my Bounty Hunter Guild. He's a 3-star domain realm cultivator. We don't dare to let a low realm cultivator block it, so we can only let a domain realm cultivator block it. In order to let everyone know the truth, Zhang Chongtian let the expert beside him release his power. When the power of a domain realm was released, everyone felt like they were about to suffocate. This is the power of a domain realm cultivator. How exaggerated. It must be. I'm a 10-star mystic heaven realm cultivator, and I can feel my heart twisting. A tribulation realm cultivator can't do it, but this power. Cough. An old man at the side coughed dryly and said, "This is indeed the power of a grand dominion realm cultivator." Withdrawing his aura, everyone took a deep breath. Everyone, do you believe that he's at the domain realm now? Everyone agreed. Then, I will release a Heaven's Wrath needle and let him block it. You will know how powerful the Heaven's Wrath needle is. After that, the two of them spread out about 5 meters apart. Tell them to move further away. Ling Long Shui reminded Lin Xian. Alu. Was 5 meters not enough? The domain realm might be fine, but the lightning tribulation realm is not. It can't be. He's a releaser. Lin Xian exclaimed in shock. 5 meters is too close. He won't die, but he will definitely be injured. Normally, when releasing the Heaven's Wrath needle, one had to maintain a distance of more than 20 meters. If a mystic heaven realm cultivator releases it from 5 meters away, he will either die or be injured. Ling Long Shui said. Lin Xian's mouth twitched, and then his voice came from inside. President, isn't it too dangerous to be able to kill a low realm cultivator at a distance of 5 meters? Zhang Chongtian was slightly stunned. He was not stupid. Of course, he knew what Lin Xian meant. Then he smiled and said, "You're right. 5 meters is indeed a little dangerous." After saying that, he retreated another 5 meters. What about 10 meters? Everyone was dumbfounded. Was he asking? No, he definitely wasn't. He was just joking. President, you're so strong. Course you can control it. Then Zhang Chongtian smiled and took out the Heaven's Wrath needle. What shocked him was that when he took out the Heaven's Wrath needle, he felt a powerful force. Brother Wang, be careful. Zhang Chongtian reminded the domain realm cultivator in front of him. Wang Hai. Come on. Wang Hai released his defensive qi. Of course he knew that it was useless, but even so he still wanted to try. Whoosh. Then Zhang Chongtian's index and middle fingers clamped the Heaven's Wrath needle and shot it at Wang Hai. The sound of air being pierced was heard, pop. The small Heaven's Wrath needle was mixed with a blue power and easily penetrated the domain realm cultivator's defensive qi. At that moment everyone was shocked. Wang Hai was also shocked. The Heaven's Wrath needle could really ignore his defensive qi. Bang! The small Heaven's Wrath needle released a light that was 30 centimeters thick and shot straight at Wang Hai. If he was in the law realm, the Heaven's Wrath needle would have already entered his body. However, because he was in the domain realm, it could not penetrate his body. What shocked everyone was that Wang Hai could not resist the small Heaven's Wrath needle and was forced to retreat. In the end, his body hit the wall in the distance and stopped. Patter. The Heaven's Wrath needle fell to the ground. The sound was so clear that everyone could hear it, because the surroundings were too quiet. When Zhang Chongtian released the needle, the two forces collided, and his figure staggered back dozens of steps before stopping. He was the one who released the needle, but he was also injured. If it was only 5 meters just now, he would definitely vomit blood. How terrifying! Pooh! The next moment Wang Hai spat out a mouthful of blood. Brother Wang. Zhang Chongtian rushed over to Wang Hai. I'm fine. Wang Hai stretched out his hand, wiped it, and stood up. Everyone was dumbfounded. The domain realm cultivator had blocked it, but he still vomited blood and was injured. Was this not too exaggerated? Wang Hai stood up and cupped his fists. I wonder which powerhouse auctioned the Heaven's Wrath needle. I admire its power. I can guarantee that as long as one's realm has not reached the domain realm and is still in the law realm, they will be instantly killed by the Heaven's Wrath needle. Whoosh! Everyone was in an uproar. Quick, get my father to transfer money. I must get the Heaven's Wrath needle. Chen Cheng stood up excitedly and hurriedly said. As long as they had the ability, everyone was calling their families to transfer money. The shock that the Heaven's Wrath needle gave them was simply too great. It could instantly kill a law realm cultivator. Simply put, they would not be afraid when facing a law realm cultivator. They could even use it to kill a law realm cultivator and quickly increase their cultivation level. In other words, this was a secret trump card to save their lives. Tens of millions. Even if it was tens of millions, they had to get it. This might be related to their second life. It was worth it no matter how much it cost. Zhang Chongtian was truly shocked. Lin Xian could actually take out such a heaven-defying item. He was truly convinced. Because this item is indeed extraordinary, everyone might not have prepared much. Then I will give everyone 10 minutes to prepare. 10 minutes later, the Heaven's Wrath needle will be officially auctioned. Prepare for what? Of course it was to prepare money. It was estimated that 50 million was the minimum price for the Heaven's Wrath needle. Chapter 295. Lin Xian stretched and asked, Can I get some of the money from the auction? No way. Lin Xian. Hey. You can say no. Isn't that a little too heartless? Do I need to have feelings for you? Ling Longshui glanced at Lin Xian. Damn. No matter what, we've had a wonderful time together. Before Lin Xian could finish his sentence, Ling Longshui sealed his mouth again. One more word and I'll kill you. Ling Longshui said coldly. If this was in the past, Lin Xian would be afraid of such a threat. But now Ling Longshui's threats were no threat to Lin Xian. He didn't know why, but it was probably because he felt that Ling Longshui wouldn't kill him. That's right. If she still wanted to kill Lin Xian with 22 favorability points, then her favorability points would be useless. What's wonderful? Bing Lingyue's beautiful eyes flashed with a trace of doubt. Cough cough. Lin Xian could speak again. He quickly said, Wonderful movies. Yes, that's it. Movies. Bing Lingyue revealed a surprised expression. Ling Longshui was also stunned. What's a movie? Lin Xian. It's like watching TV, but on a bigger screen. It must be very interesting. Lin Xian. Damn. Don't tell me he's going to watch a movie with them. I want to go. Bing Lingyue said proudly. When she was the empress, she didn't just say that. She directly ordered whatever she wanted to do. Can we go tomorrow night? Lin Xian asked. On second thought, if he were to watch a movie with such beautiful girls, he could just order 3 of them together, one on each side. TSK. In a dark theater, he could deliberately order a horror movie. The 2 girls would be so scared that they would crawl into his arms. Felt good. Tomorrow night is the peak of my life. Not tonight. I see. Tonight I have a performance at my college. I want to perform too. I want to sing a song. Ling Long Shui. Really at that moment, she didn't know why she wanted to laugh, but she held it in. I want to see it. Lin Xian. Okay. Just come with me when the time comes, but... Lin Xian thought for a moment and said, when the time comes, I'll buy you 2 caps to wear. Why? Please, I'm the star of the show tonight. If you 2 go over, it won't be good if you steal the limelight. Based on their appearances, such a thing could really happen. B. Also, when you 2 go over tonight, stay in one place and don't show off. If they were to show off, it would be the end. Got it. They weren't the type to show off. They hadn't seen a performance before. They didn't expect that their first time would be watching this guy's performance. Should be interesting, right? At this moment, everyone was ready. Those who needed to transfer money had already done so. The amount of money they could raise was definitely their limit. Because this Heaven's Wrath needle was indeed a bit of a fantasy. But it was real. That would be too shocking. Everyone, 10 minutes have passed. Now, the auction for the final item, Heaven's Wrath Needle, will officially begin. I will personally auction it for everyone. Dong Chongtian said. President Zhang, let's begin. Okay, let's begin. After our negotiations, the starting price of the Heaven's Wrath Needle is 20 million. Each increment must not be less than 1 million. Lin Xian, wow. The starting price is 20 million. Then the final price should be 50 million. Damn. Little Fairy works every day and only earns this much in a year. This group of rich people auctioning a good item and the price is already this much in 10 minutes. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. This world was so unfair. 21 million. Someone immediately made a bid without any hesitation. 22 million. 23 million. The price was increasing crazily by 1 million each time. In a short period of time, the price had reached 40 million, and there were no signs of it stopping. Not to mention stopping, there were no signs of it stopping. After this person bid, the next person immediately followed. 50 million. At this moment, Chen Cheng couldn't be bothered to drag it out and directly increased it to 50 million. This increment of 1 million, when would it end? Young Master Chen is so generous, increasing the price by 10 million in one go. Even so, I can't lose, right? 60 million. A voice came from another private room. Qin Qing frowned. Who was this person? In the private room, if Lin Xian saw this person, he would definitely recognize him. Wasn't that Zhang Tian? However, Lin Xian could roughly recognize him from his voice. But he didn't think that way. Zhang Tian also needed this. Whether it was to deal with Qin Shaotian or something else, as long as he had this Heaven's Wrath needle, it would definitely be good. Who are you? Zhang Tian. Zhang Tian did not hide his identity and directly said, so it's young Master Zhang. Hearing this identity, Chen Cheng heaved a sigh of relief. Although the Zhang family was strong, his Chen family was not weak either. It wasn't certain who would be better between the two of them. 70 million. Chen Cheng said without hesitation. His limit was 90 million. Exchanging 90 million for a life. It was not a loss. Zhang Tian frowned. His limit was also 90 million, but neither of them knew the other's limit. 80 million. When the two of them started to raise the price by 10 million, the rest of the people lost their confidence. Who could withstand this? 90 million. Young Master Zhang, are you still going? Chen Cheng's eyes were slightly red. Zhang Tian clenched his fists slightly and then lost his temper. 90 million, he couldn't take it anymore. Young Master Chen is so generous. Then I'll give up. Zhang Tian said unwillingly. Is there anyone else who wants to compete? Chen Cheng's voice sounded. No one responded. Zhang Chongtian was secretly surprised. 90 million, it had probably broken their auction record. Is there no one else? Zhang Chongtian asked. 90 million going once. 90 million going twice. 90 million. 100 million. At this time, a voice came from Lin Xian's private room. Zhang Chongtian was stunned. Why was Lin Xian auctioning his own item? However, he soon understood. He was trying to drive up the price. Chen Cheng thought that 90 million was a sure win, but who knew that another 100 million would appear? Could he afford it? This brother, auctions are all about authenticity. 100 million, can you afford it? Although he didn't believe it, he had to be prepared. Quickly borrow 20 million from my father. Young master, 90 million is already the limit. Quickly. Yes. Lin Xian laughed and said, who wouldn't want such a good item? It's only 100 million, of course I can afford it. If I can't, why do you think this young master can be in this VIP room? Actually, Lin Xian couldn't afford it. Chapter 296. However, he felt that since Chen Chang had raised the price like that, he must have the heaven's wrath needle. If he could raise the price with just a word, why not? Of course, it was also quite risky. Because if he did not want it, wouldn't the heaven's wrath needle return to his hands? However, in Lin Xian's view, 100 million was nothing to a young master with such a net worth. Chen Cheng gritted his teeth as the money entered his account. 110 million, this was definitely his limit. It was impossible to raise it any further. If Lin Xian wanted it again, he would not be able to compete anymore. Then I'd like to see if you can still compete with this young master. 110 million. Whoosh. Everyone exclaimed. 110 million. A heaven's wrath needle. In a sense, this price was not high. Because the rarer an item was, the more expensive it was. They had never seen such an item before, so it was normal for the price to be higher. However, because it was in a different place, this was Tianhua City. If it was auctioned in Tiandu, the price might be several times higher. However, 110 million was actually enough. After all, this heaven's wrath needle was only a one-time item, not a spiritual artifact that could be used all the time. It would be gone after it was used. However, in a sense, if he met an opponent that he could not beat and had not reached the lower realm, then this could save his life. 110 million for his life, it was a huge profit. Young Master Chen is amazing. This is the second time I've said that to you tonight, but I still admire you. Lin Xian said while holding back his laughter. Damn. 110 million. This was double of what Lin Xian had expected. Then, do you still want to compete? No more fighting, no more fighting. At this time, Zhang Chongtian said. Anyone else? 110 million going once. 110 million going twice. 110 million going thrice sold. Phew. Both sides breathed a sigh of relief. 110 million. How long can you spend in the human world? Linglong Shui asked. That depends on what you do. If it's normal, it's enough for an ordinary family to spend for a lifetime. If you wander around, it might be gone in a minute. Linglong Shui. Anyway, I can sell it again. Really? Please pack. That was what Lin Xian thought. Chen Cheng heaved a sigh of relief. Finally, there was no one else competing. What he didn't know was that he had been tricked by Lin Xian. With that, the auction came to an end. Of the tens of thousands of people here, 90% of them had paid the entrance fee to broaden their horizons and watch a show. They had not expected to see such a show. It was indeed quite satisfying. After a while, Zhang Chongtian arrived at Lin Xian's private room. After entering, he saw two women who were so beautiful that they shocked him. He had never thought that Lin Xian would have two such beautiful women. Furthermore, when facing a lot of people, such a strong warrior would be able to sense something. However, when facing Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue, he only felt that he could not see through them at all. These two people's restrained auras were too terrifying. He thought of the aura that had suddenly emanated from this place. That aura couldn't have been released by one of the two women, right? That was impossible. Lin Xian could not possibly know such a level of existence. But their temperaments made Zhang Chongtian feel an impulse to submit to them. It was as if they said to kneel down, he would really kneel down for them. Of course, it was impossible in reality. It was just a feeling. Young Master Lin, this is what you got from the auction. Zhang Chongtian handed a card to Lin Xian and said, after deducting 2 million in taxes, it's a total of 108 million. Lin Xian took the card and said with a smile, thank you, President Zhang. It's my duty. Zhang Chongtian smiled and said, well, if there are any similar treasures in the future, you can continue to auction here. Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry, if there are any more I will naturally. Then I'll take my leave first. Zhang Chongtian then walked away. From the beginning to the end. He only glanced at them once when he came in. He did not know why, but he did not even have the courage to look at them a second time. Here. Lin Xian handed the card to them and said, on the back is the password. How do I use this? They were used to paying with their mobile phones. This was the first time they were using a card. I'll help you set up the password. You can continue to pay with your mobile phones. Are you sure you don't want to share some with me? Lin Xian asked. Is this a lot? Ling Long Shui asked. Of course they knew this number. Of course this number was a lot, but they did not know how much it would cost to buy something in the human world. However, Lin Xian felt that this 100 million could be spent for a while, right? Ling Long Shui thought for a moment. Lin Xian had indeed helped her a lot. Then I'll give you some. Ha ha ha. I'm kidding, I don't want it. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. However, he was still quite happy. This Ling Long Shui had a sharp tongue but a soft heart. I'm also kidding. Lin Xian. Then I'll get going first. I still have to rehearse in the afternoon. You can go to Tianhua Academy at 6:30 p.m. How do we get there? We'll take a taxi. Or, you can give me a spot and I'll go there directly. Lin Xian. Alright, he forgot that she was a void fox. She could use the power of space as she wished. Teleporting a few kilometers was extremely easy. Alright, how big is this 10,000 attractors heavenly prison? Lin Xian asked. He had never used it before. It would be bad if he couldn't control it. The size depends on how much power you use to release it. Ling Long Shui replied. Like me. Ling Long Shui pondered for a moment and said, about a mystic heaven realm 1 star. It should have a range of about 5 meters. That's not necessarily true. Then what about the power you release? What kind of power are you referring to? Full power. Tianhua City can be completely absorbed in a minute. Lin Xian. Sorry, I'm disturbing you. *CK. Tianhua City can be directly sucked in. *CK. Is this the power of the virtualization stage? Lin Xian realized that it was indeed a wise choice to not let the virtualization stage participate in the war between races. Otherwise, a city with millions of people would be wiped out with a raise of a hand. Who could withstand that? There was no way he could withstand it. Just when you think that the virtualization stage is very strong, in front of the heavenly Tao realm, the virtualization stage is just an ant. Bing Lingyue said at this moment, does the heavenly Tao realm really exist? Lin Xian didn't know anyway. It exists, but it's very rare. The virtualization stage is also very rare. Even the heavenly venerables are not many. Bing Lingyue said, when I reach this realm, I'll definitely let you warm my bed. Ah! Lin Xian ran off after saying that. Chapter 297. Ling Long Shui and Bing Lingyue were stunned. In that instant, Lin Xian was nowhere to be seen. Damn it! Ling Long Shui clenched her fists. Ling Long, I think he's flirting with us. Bing Lingyue said. Kill him. Are we really going to kill him? Ling Long Shui was speechless. If she really wanted to kill him, Lin Xian would have died a long time ago. But she did not understand why she did not want to kill Lin Xian. No, to be precise, it was not that she did not want to kill him. She really wanted to kill the man who took her virginity. But she could not do it. Her conscience was telling her that she could not kill him. Even when Lin Xian had dared to take liberties with her on multiple occasions, she had never been angry. Instead, she would sometimes feel shy. She was going crazy. Forget it. Ling Longshui shook her head. Think so too. After all, he is the first friend I met since I woke up. Friend? Ling Longshui asked Bing Lingyue in surprise. Isn't that right? Ling Longshui was stunned. Lin Xian was her friend. Was he? She did not know. She did not remember having any friends. What was a friend? She did not know what a friend was. There were 2 void foxes in total. They were her and her sister. Before her younger sister joined the Myriad Demon Alliance, the 2 of them were basically together all day long. They did everything together and spent most of their time cultivating. Her younger sister would also go out and play, but she rarely did. That was why she did not have any friends. She only knew them. To be honest, she did not know what it was like to be friends. Was Lin Xian her friend? What was the feeling between friends? What is it like to be friends? Ling Longshui asked. Bing Lingyue was surprised. Why would Ling Longshui ask such a question? Actually, I'm not too sure. Bing Lingyue said after thinking for a while. She was the empress, but to be honest, would she have any good friends? It was very difficult. It was not only because of her but also because of her identity, job and status. The friends in her memory were from a long time ago. They were still stuck in her childhood, but her memories of that time were blurry. Then why did you say that Lin Xian is your friend? I don't know either. That's right. Why did she subconsciously say that Lin Xian was her friend? Maybe after spending some time with him, I'll understand what a friend is. Or maybe it's useless. Bing Lingyue said. Friends. If Lin Xian knew about this, he would definitely be pissed. In his eyes, girls only cared about chasing after you and having a girlfriend. Nothing else existed. At this moment, Lin Xian had arrived at the rehearsal area of Tianhua Academy. Tianhua Academy was one of the 3 major academies in Tianhua City. It was an especially large place. Usually, there would even be some celebrities who would come to perform. There would also be banquets held during major festivals. Hence, it was more prosperous in this area. There was an extremely large indoor stage that could accommodate tens of thousands of people. At this moment, a group of people were rehearsing here. During the rehearsal period, outsiders were not allowed to enter. If they did, the performance would be revealed. Only relevant people could be here. Lin Xian was being forced by Ling Ying backstage to wear an ancient costume. Beside him was a group of young ladies who had already changed into their costumes. They were especially beautiful. I say, let's not change yet. There are still a few hours left. Let's wait until the actual performance. Can't we rehearse like this now? Ling Ying thought for a while and nodded. You're right. I've finished the script. Let's go rehearse now. I like the silence. Lin Xian said seriously. Ling Ying, forget it. You're just afraid that you'll embarrass yourself in front of so many people. Ling Ying rolled his eyes. Hee, as expected of the little Ying that I've entered a few times. You know me well. Lin Xian grinned. Enter what? Ling Ying was slightly stunned. A second later she reacted. Bastard. No matter what. He was never serious and always had a glib tongue. If not for the fact that there were so many people here, this guy would definitely get physical. Then let's go to the villa in the Sky Marshal Court. There's a karaoke room there. Wow! There's a karaoke room too. Course. The main thing is that we have to remember the division of labor, the songs, the movements, the positions, and other aspects of the musical. Finally, we'll rehearse on this big stage. Ling Ying said. Oh, so much. Let's just sing a song. Why do we have to do a stage play? You promised me. Ling Ying even spoke in a coquettish tone. Okay. I'll try my best. Then, the two of them left the place and headed to the villa where the Sky Martial Court experts were. "All right. I've done what you asked me to do," Ling Ying said to Lin Xian. "Understand. Let's see how it goes tonight. Even if he wants to make a move, it won't be tonight. With how cautious he is, he'll definitely observe for a few days," Lin Xian said. "With how cautious he is, we won't be able to stop him even if we don't have someone strong. Moreover, his ice attribute is very strong and it's the strongest control attribute. If he wants to escape, it won't be easy. Besides, he'll definitely cover his face. You won't be able to find any evidence," Lin Xian said. "Don't worry. As long as Sister Chanxian acts well, it'll be useless even if he covers his face. Just make him show his face for a second." Sister Chanxian. Ling Ying understood what Lin Xian meant. Wang Chanxian's strength was at mysterious heaven stage. If Qin Shaotian did not think of that, he would have made a mistake. Then the two of them went to room K and started rehearsing. There was no one in the villa today because Qin Shaotian was also rehearsing there. As for Han Chushue, she was indeed going to come. However, as an audience member, she would probably only arrive when the sky turned dark. There were other experts as well, but not many of them would stay here during normal times. When Lin Xian sang the first line, Ling Ying broke down. "Big brother, aren't you tone deaf?" "I told you I'm tone deaf." Lin Xian shrugged. "Oh my god. If you sing badly, it'll be easy for you to fall out of line." In a musical, the focus was on the stage. The various special effects on the stage, the mood of the song, and the performance of the singer were all very important. If any of these aspects were not good enough, the whole scene would be ruined. No. There's still 5 hours. As long as you're not stupid, there's still time. Lin Xian. Lin Xian swore that the next 5 hours would be the most torturous time he had ever spent with a beautiful girl in his life. Phew! Ling Ying wiped the fragrant sweat off her forehead. The sky outside was already dark. Finally everything was done. "Is it okay?" Lin Xian smiled and hugged Ling Ying's waist. "Okay my ass. I'm so tired." *CK. I'm the one who's tired. Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian. He looked at the lady's watch on his wrist and said, "There's still an hour. We'll rehearse for 20 minutes 3 times. That should be enough. Let's go." "Wait, there's still an hour. There's no one here. It's just the two of us. Let's get down to business first." Lin Xian grinned. Chapter 298. Really? Ling Ying really wanted to kill Lin Xian with an icicle. "Get lost. What time is it? It's going to start in an hour. We need to arrive 20 minutes early. Excluding the 20 minutes of rehearsal, we only have 20 minutes left." Ling Ying really wanted to cry. Time was so tight, what was this guy thinking? It's fine. I'll hurry up. 10 minutes is over." Ling Ying. She didn't know how long Lin Xian would take. Pay. She was actually thinking about this. "Get lost. Hurry up and leave." "I'm not leaving." Lin Xian lay on the sofa, motionless like a corpse. "Really, I've been suffocating for the past 2 days. I won't leave if you come." Lin Xian began to act shamelessly. "Big brother, can we go home tonight?" Ling Ying really wanted to cry. You said it." Lin Xian stood up with a smile. Ling Ying really wanted to go crazy. Damn it. Ling Ying wanted to cry but had no tears. "Let's go." Lin Xian smiled and walked out. Ling Ying really wanted to throw all kinds of big moves at Lin Xian. Even if he couldn't hit Lin Xian, he could tear down the house. How annoying. She followed Ling Ying to the huge stage and began rehearsing. Strange, why is Lin Xian so close to Ling Ying? They're even acting in this kind of musical. Originally, everyone knew that they were acting in a musical, but when they saw what kind of musical they were rehearsing, they were stunned. This was totally a romantic musical. *CK. Who was Ling Ying? Tianhua Academy's second most beautiful woman, comparable to Han Chushue, was actually acting in this kind of romantic musical with Lin Xian. They even held hands a few times throughout the whole process. Qin Xiaotian frowned as he looked at the two of them. His hatred for Lin Xian grew even deeper. However, there was still a very important matter for him right now, and that was the arcane body stage friend that Ling Ying had mentioned. If she was an ice elemental genius, her realm was also suitable. She could be his target at this time. Time was tight. Lin Xian and Ling Ying rehearsed 3 times before they finished. These 3 performances could not be said to be too successful. Every time he felt like something was missing. Ling Ying could only hope that when the time came, he would be able to perform exceptionally well. I'll go pick up Little Fairy and a few other friends. I'll go with you. Ugh, forget it. People will talk about it. Lin Xian said. Then go. I'll go pick up Han Chushue. Does she even need to? Lin Xian asked. That's true. Han Chushue was an influential figure in the Tianhua Academy, and she naturally knew about this place. She could even easily get herself the best viewing spot. However, Lin Ya and the rest needed Lin Xian to pick them up. Since they were his friends, he would bring them to the best seats. Ling Ying had already helped to arrange these seats. They were going to perform for the finale. The entire performance was about 2 hours long. Hence, there was no rush for them to change their outfits. Even Lin Xian and Ling Ying could watch more than half of the performance before going backstage. Outside, tens of thousands of students from the Tianhua Academy rushed into the performance hall. Of course, they were looking forward to it. This time, there would be many experts from the Sky Martial Court performing. There was even Ling Ying. Without a doubt, Ling Ying and Lin Xian's performance would definitely be the most anticipated. Lin Ya stood in front of the huge performance hall. Looking at the large group of students entering, she did not know what to do. As for her, she was dressed in a white dress. She was really dressed to the nines. She was probably dressed to the nines for a banquet. Standing there, her appearance, aura, and other things naturally attracted a lot of attention. Hey, pretty lady, which class are you from? How come I've never seen you before? A few guys came over to strike up a conversation with Lin Ya. They were extremely shocked. Since when did the Tianhua Academy have such a beautiful goddess? Logically speaking, she should have caused a stir. Why was it so quiet? I'm not a student, Lin Ya replied politely, but there was a hint of coldness in her tone. She was like that. Towards people she did not know, she had a natural resistance. Perhaps it was because of her experience. Then you are. She's my little fairy. A voice sounded. Lin Xian's figure walked over. Little Xian. Seeing Lin Xian, Lin Ya seemed to have found her backbone. Lin Xian. Of course, they also knew Lin Xian. Disperse, disperse. Lin Xian waved his hand. The few of them walked away, puzzled and confused. Lin Xian. At this moment, a voice sounded from the side. Xiao Runing walked over. Miss Xiao. Ah yeah. Seeing Lin Ya, Xiao Runing smiled and held her hand. That's great. Miss Xiao, bring our little fairy to her seat. I'll go pick up a few more friends. Girls. Xiao Runing's mouth curled up as she looked at Lin Xian and asked. Yes. All right, go ahead. Xiao Runing smiled. Then Lin Xian walked towards the main entrance. Lin Xian. After taking a few steps, Lin Xian bumped into Yi and Lu Yufan. Lu Yufan was extremely unhappy. She was his girlfriend. It had been a few days, but Lin Xian had not come to play with her. Damn it. Lin Xian, I heard from Yi that you're going to act in a musical with Senior Ling Ying. Although she was unhappy, she couldn't show it, right? Yeah, after all, someone needs to hear my moving voice. Wretch, Yi smiled and said, why didn't I see you rehearsing? She was the female host and had been rehearsing by heart in the afternoon. However, she didn't see Lin Xian. Oh, I just started rehearsing. You weren't there. I went to look for Fan, he whispered. Then let's go in, Lu Yufan said. You guys go in. I'm going to pick up a friend. Girls were super sensitive. When they heard Lin Xian say the word friend, they instinctively thought that it was a girl. It mainly depended on the person. Lin Xian had given them such a persona. He only had female friends and no male friends. Speaking of which, other than Wang Fuguei, Lin Xian didn't seem to have any male friends. This was too exaggerated. Why was he so comfortable with it? Was it because he had too many girls around him that he didn't even have the heart to make male friends? Seemed so. All right, then I'll go in with Yi. Lu Yufan waved her hand and then held Yi's arm as they walked in. Phew! Lin Xian took a deep breath. It was over. He suddenly realized something. Wang Xintong was also coming, and Lin Xian had given them a row of seats that were very close to each other. If they talked about themselves and revealed that they were Lin Xian's girlfriends, then wouldn't Lin Xian win? That couldn't be, right? Because Wang Xintong wasn't familiar with them. Did they know each other? Lin Xian could only pray. In front of him, there were two women wearing caps with their heads lowered. Their footsteps were slightly hurried as they walked towards him. Felt like they were two criminals. Lin Xian didn't recognize them at first because they had lowered their heads and were wearing caps. However, this fragrance. Hey, Xiao Linglong, little icy. Chapter 299. The two girls stopped in their tracks and looked at Lin Xian. I say, can you two stop acting like criminals? Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. The two of them were like the villains in those detective dramas who could hide themselves and enter public places. This wasn't what made Lin Xian laugh. What really made Lin Xian laugh was that they were too cute. Two beauties of this level, in this unfamiliar environment, were behaving in a completely different way from their status and temperament. It was fine if one didn't know. The main thing was that Lin Xian knew who they were and didn't feel that they were doing anything silly. However, compared to their status and temperament, their behavior seemed silly and cute. Didn't you say to wear a cap? Ling Long Shui retorted. Okay. My pot, okay. Let's go, I'll bring you to your seats first. Then Lin Xian led the two girls through the crowd. Lin Xian realized that he really was an idiot. At that time, in order to save trouble, he had reserved seats for them from the front to the back. He only considered the best place to watch and forgot that something might happen if they met. However, this was according to the order of each class. If he didn't bring them to their previous seats, they wouldn't have a good viewing experience. Lin Xian was still thinking for them. Forget it. We'll meet them sooner or later. Also, little Miao Miao and little Ying will know each other. They can be the middlemen. Lin Xian calculated in his heart. Let me tell you first. Later, the girls next to you are all my friends. Even if you don't want to know them, for my sake, don't ignore them, okay? For your sake. Will it work? Ling Long Shui said. Lin Xian realized that this girl was used to teasing him. Okay. Then I'm begging you, okay? Begging this sovereign. Ling Long Shui said proudly. She was probably unhappy that Lin Xian had tainted her innocence. She could only vent her anger like this. Because she couldn't kill Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Big sis, I'm serious. Bing Lingyue said slowly. Ling Long is joking. Don't worry. Little Icy is still the best. I love you. Achoo. Everyone around couldn't help but sneeze as their bodies trembled. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. This empress couldn't be teased either. I won't say anything, okay? Lin Xian shrugged helplessly and led them to the reserved seats. Over there Lu Yufan, Lin Ya, and Xiao Runing were sitting together. Course Linging was also there. He did not need to appear for the time being and had more than an hour to watch the show. You guys sit here. Then Bing Lingyue and Ling Long Shui sat directly behind Lin Ya and the rest. The few girls in front turned their heads and looked at Lin Xian first. After that, their attention was all on them. Linging had seen them before. Although they were wearing caps now, he could still see their faces. Lu Yufan, Lin Ya, and the rest were stunned. So beautiful. Little fairy, they are my friends, Bing Lingyue and Ling Long Shui. This is my sister Linya. This is my teacher Xiao Runing. This is my friend Lu Yufan. You know this one. I'll be leaving first. After introducing Lin Xian, he left as if he was escaping. He hoped that they could be more peaceful. It was not suitable for him to stay there. Lin Xian's sister, teacher, Ling Long Shui and Bing Lingyue were slightly stunned. That was a very important person to Lin Xian. They could be lawless, but of course they understood the ways of the world. Hi. Hello. Ling Long Shui couldn't get used to it and said. Really, she had never said anything like, "How are you guys?" in her entire life. This was the first time. Bing Lingyue too. They were also surprised. There were so many beautiful girls around Lin Xian. All of them. Linya and the rest were even more surprised. Lin Xian's two friends were too beautiful. Although they acted very normal and tried their best to act normal, their temperament could not be hidden. This temperament even surprised them. What kind of family did they come from to have such temperament? Linya then turned around and gently held Ling Long Shui's slender hand. She smiled and said, "Little Xian's friends are our best friends. Isn't it hot here? You can take off your cap." Ling Long Shui was slightly stunned. Then she said, "He doesn't want me to take it off." She did not understand why she listened to Lin Xian so much. Perhaps it was because of her ignorance, but she just felt that Lin Xian's words were not harmful to them. Ugh! If they took off their caps, their beauty would be more obvious. However, if they wore it, it would give them a different style. If they took it off, their noble temperament could not be hidden. This was because they were completely presented here. No matter how they tried to hide it, their temperament could not be hidden. Xiao Runing and Lu Yufan's inner monologues were inexplicably the same at this moment. Lin Xian had not appeared in the Sky Martial Court for a few days because he had gone to flirt with girls of this level. Damn it. Achoo! Lin Xian rubbed his nose. Was someone thinking about him? Then, the system notification of the girl's unhappiness and jealousy appeared in his mind. No, Wang Xintong can't be with them even if I die. I'll explode. He had just received a call from Wang Xintong, and then a call from Miao Xiaomiao came. The two of them did not know each other, but they were standing very close to each other because of fate. Lin Xian. Wang Xintong ran over happily when she saw Lin Xian. Miao Xiaomiao and Wang Chanqian naturally saw Lin Xian as well. Just as they were about to greet him, they saw a beautiful girl running over happily. They were slightly stunned. Bastard! Sensed Miao Xiaomiao's jealousy. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Ahem! Lin Xian coughed dryly. Then he brought Wang Xintong to Miao Xiaomiao and Wang Chanqian and introduced them to each other. It was a strange feeling. People who were so close to each other did not know each other, but they were all Lin Xian's friends. Sister Chanqian, the three of you can stay together for now. I'll arrange your seats. I'll have to trouble you later. Lin Xian said. No problem, but don't I need to rehearse? Wang Chanqian asked. No, it's very simple. You just need to freeze the stage. Do you want it to snow? I can use the wind attribute and Sister Chanqian's ice crystals to create a scene of snow. Miao Xiaomiao asked curiously. Someone will create snow if it snows. That won't be necessary. All right. Then Lin Xian brought the three of them to the studio. Not far away, a girl wearing a simple white jacket saw this scene. Her attention was mainly on Lin Xian. Han Chushua frowned slightly. She could only see the side of his face. This side of his face was similar to the side of his face when he turned and ran away that night. Chapter 300. Han Chushua thought it might be a coincidence, so she didn't think too much about it. She walked inside. Lin Xian led them to a seat about 10 meters away from Linya. However, there were a few rows of people in between, so it was impossible for them to bump into each other. Damn! Lin Xian was stunned when he turned around. What was going on? Why was Linya sitting between Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue? Moreover, he was holding each of their hands in one hand, chatting and laughing with them. The reason why he could see them smiling was because they would look at each other from the side when they were talking. Lin Xian could only see the side of their faces, so he could naturally tell if they were smiling or not. Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue were also smiling. What the hell? Was this a professional smile or a genuine smile? Come to my house for dinner when you have time. I'll cook for you, Linya said with a smile. Linya couldn't tell who was older between Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue. Therefore, she didn't call herself older. She only felt that these two girls were too beautiful, and their auras were too noble. If they could get together with Lin Xian, it would be a wonderful thing. Can I? Ling Longshui asked tentatively. She realized that she liked this kind of ordinary life. She even tried to get used to it and make friends. Moreover, Linya gave her a very good feeling. Of course. You are little Xian's friends, so you are my good friends, Linya said with a smile. Okay. By the way, Lingyue, how old are you? Linya could tell how old they were. She felt that they were older than her, but she couldn't tell. 1,100. Ling Longshui was about to say her age when she realized something. She had lived for more than 1,000 years. However, a void fox had a lifespan of 1,000 years even if she didn't have any cultivation. She couldn't be treated like a normal human. 223. Ling Longshui said. 23, I'm also 23 years old. I'll be 24 soon. I should be older than you, right? Ling Longshui nodded slightly. Xiao Runing knew Lin Ya's painstaking efforts to find a girlfriend for Lin Xian, but Lin Xian didn't lack a girlfriend. She was used to it. But Lu Yufan was unhappy, jealous, sob. Linging. How should I put it? I'm already used to it. Where is Ling Yu? Ben. I'm also 23. They were very smart. Although they hadn't adapted to this era, they knew that telling the truth would cause a lot of trouble. Haha, that little fairy, why are you sitting with them? Miss Xiao is in the front row waiting for you to chat. Lin Xian hurried over and said. It's all right. Ling Longshui said gently. Lin Xian's mouth was wide open. What the F***CK? You're Ling Longshui. Who are you? Hurry up and leave her body. Really? Linya had a magical power that could make all kinds of girls gentle. No, to be precise, it might be because of Lin Xian, because they knew that Linya was Lin Xian's older sister. Xiao Runing also smiled. It's all right, we're all friends. Besides, I can chat with them too. Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. I'm leaving. It wasn't good to stay here for long. He'd better go sit with Miao Xiaomiao and the others. Then you have to call me Big Sister Linya. Linya smiled. To have Ling Longshui, who had lived for more than 1,000 years and was at the virtuality realm, call her big sister. If it was anyone else, she would have died already. However, Big Sister Linya. If Lin Xian was here, he would kneel down to Linya. Big sister, you're the best. Big Sister Linya, this is for you. A purple fruit appeared in Ling Longshui's hand and she handed it to Linya. This is. Eat it when there's no one around. It's good for your body. Really? Ling Longshui didn't know why. Why was she willing to call Linya big sister? Why was it that when Linya was around, she seemed to become a different person? She forgot her identity and her strength. She didn't even know. She didn't even realize it. She even felt that they were getting along very well. Was it because she felt comfortable making friends? Or was she Lin Xian's big sister? Actually, it was both. Somehow, Lin Xian's position in her heart had become deeply rooted. Even if Lin Xian disappeared from her world forever, she would never forget Lin Xian. She might even not get used to it. She might have already fallen in love with a sloppy lecher who always made her want to beat him up. There was a saying that went, "A woman dresses up for the one she loves." However, this saying also extended to another realm. In front of someone you like or care about or someone special, a person, regardless of whether it was a man or a woman, would definitely present a different aspect. Of course, if you like someone after confirming their relationship, it wouldn't be so accurate. But if you don't have a confirmed relationship, it would definitely be accurate. Look at Ling Ying and Lu Yufan. They were so obedient in front of Linya. Ling Ying was super obedient and took the initiative to cook. But with the innocent Lin Xian, she kept saying that she was hungry and asked Lin Xian to cook for her. This was the difference. Maybe Ling Long Shui was the same. Lin Xian had a special meaning to her. Knowing that Lin Ya was Lin Xian's big sister, she would also treat her special. As for Bing Lingyue, of course, she didn't like Lin Xian. However, she was obedient because of Ling Long Shui. In many aspects, she did things based on Ling Long Shui. If Ling Long Shui hated someone, she would kill that person without a second thought. Ling Long Shui was obedient in front of Linya, so she had to be obedient too. Why don't you let us sit with your sister? Big sister Ling Ying is there. Big sister Ning Ning is there too. Why don't you let me go? After Lin Xian sat down, Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian unhappily. Lin Xian had a headache. Outsiders only saw that he had many beautiful girls around him. However, when there were many beautiful girls around him, trouble came with it. You're just a little kid. You don't understand. Firstly, my IQ is higher than yours. Secondly, I'm not young anymore. Miao Xiao Miao puffed out her chest in defiance. She didn't know if it was subconscious or not. Alright. It's useless no matter how hard you try. Miao Xiao Miao was speechless. Then she went crazy. Hey. Image. There are tens of thousands of people here. Lin Xian quickly said. Miao Xiao Miao looked at the people around her and let go of her hand. Lin Xian then explained. It's not that I don't want you to go. It's just that it's not convenient. Why is it not convenient? Miao Xiao Miao asked. Wang Xintong glanced at Lin Xian. She might have guessed something. She wasn't stupid. It was hard to say if this girlfriend of hers was the only one. However, she felt that it wasn't bad to be able to accompany him. She pretended to be stupid. Perhaps it was smart of her not to expose him. Lin Xian had a headache. As expected. It wasn't easy to be a scumbag. Chapter 301. Look, there are so many people over there and you don't know them. It'll be troublesome if you go. Lin Xian didn't know what he was saying anymore. First, I know them. Second, what's the trouble? There are still empty seats over there. Okay. Go ahead. Lin Xian said helplessly. It didn't matter if Miao Xiao Miao went. Humph. Miao Xiao Miao snorted proudly and walked over. She knew Xiao Runing and Ling Ying, so she had a reason to go. Sister Chanqian, you're not going. Wang Chanqian smiled and said. I'm not going. I don't know them. Tong, where are you? I'm not going either. I'll stay here and chat with Sister Chanqian. Wang Xintong said with a smile. But how should she put it? She didn't feel comfortable. She wasn't stupid. Why didn't Lin Xian let her go in the beginning? It must be because it wasn't convenient. There were only girls over there. How could it be inconvenient? It must be because it wasn't convenient for her. She was Lin Xian's girlfriend. Either one of the girls over there was Lin Xian's girlfriend, or Lin Xian didn't want her identity to be known and affect him from picking up girls in the future. Anyway, that was what Wang Xintong thought. He was a real scumbag. She guessed right. Lin Xian was really like that. He was afraid that Wang Xintong, Ling Ying, and Lu Yufan would meet and talk about him for no reason. If that happened, he would collapse. Although Wang Xintong felt wronged and felt that it was indeed Lin Xian's fault, she wouldn't say it out loud. Unless they met face to face and Lin Xian saw her, then she would say it out loud. Because she felt that this was quite good. She didn't know anything. Lin Xian was also very good to her. If Lin Xian was really a scumbag, He would have pushed her down a few times and wouldn't have stopped. Wang Xintong comforted herself like this. "Alright, I won't go either. I'll stay here with you." Lin Xian grinned. He wanted to go, but he couldn't. That was a forbidden area. On the other hand, the attention attracted by this group of beautiful women was self-evident. But it was still okay. After all, they were here and only a group of people who were very close to them could see them. Therefore, the commotion wasn't that big. Moreover, Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue were inexplicably obedient to Lin Xian. They hadn't even taken off their caps yet. Basically, all the students had already taken their seats. The instructors from the Sky Martial Court and the Tianhua Academy had also arrived. Of course, their position was also the best, not far in front of Linya and the others. The banquet started at 7 p.m. sharp. It was now 6:50 p.m. The dean of the Sky Martial Court, Chen Yiba, walked up the stage and gave a speech for about 5 minutes. After that, the lights in the hall went out and the surroundings were plunged into darkness. Only the huge stage had a faint flickering light. Click. 2 spotlights shone on both sides of the stage. Then 2 figures slowly walked out. He and Qin Shaotin. Wow! Instantly screams, applause and cheers came from the crowd. Regardless of whether it was Qin Shaotian or Yi, they were both influential figures in the Tianhua Academy. One was one of the most powerful experts, the other was one of the most beautiful girls in the academy. It was normal for them to have such cheers. Yi is very beautiful today, Wang Xintong said softly beside Lin Xian. They could only be said to know each other. However, they weren't good friends because they didn't have much interaction. Yes, Yi was wearing a white evening gown for such an occasion. She was also tall and could afford to wear such an evening gown. Perhaps the only flaw was that she was still a little immature. In another 2 years, she would definitely be even more beautiful. As for Qin Shaotian, he was dressed in a suit and leather shoes. He looked quite human. After the applause and cheers died down, Qin Shaotian and Yi began the normal opening of the banquet. Then, one after another they started to perform. Isn't that Han Chushua here? Isn't she nearby? Lin Xian looked around curiously. He had seen photos of Han Chushua before. However, all he could see was her back. Logically speaking, she should be sitting with Ling Ying. However, Ling Ying and Linya were sitting together. Lin Xian didn't see a particularly beautiful figure there. On the other hand, Linya, Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue were chatting happily. Linya was simply too satisfied with them. They were beautiful, elegant and well-mannered. Their speech and actions were very elegant. She didn't know where Lin Xian had met such beautiful girls. Ling Longshui was even more abnormal. She smiled and chatted with Linya the whole time. Lin Xian had known Ling Longshui for a short period of time. He had spent a lot of time with her, but he had never seen her smile. However, when she was with Linya, she actually smiled so much. Lin Xian expressed that he didn't know how beautiful Ling Longshui was when she smiled. He really wanted to see it once. However, he only saw the side of her face every time. Ling Longshui. How should she put it? She really didn't understand why she had changed. Was it because of Lin Xian? She wasn't sure. Anyway, she only knew one thing. She liked the feeling of being with Linya. She liked the feeling of being with her. It made her feel relaxed. There were no more things that troubled her. She was even willing to talk to Linya about things or experiences that she found interesting. She felt that maybe this was the kind of friend that Bing Lingyue was talking about. She and Bing Lingyue were friends, but with Linya, they should be considered friends, right? Sister Linya, are we friends? Ling Longshui glanced at Linya and asked. On the stage, a few beautiful girls were singing and dancing. Linya nodded. Of course. This is what friends are like. Ling Longshui's lips curled up slightly. Not bad. That's right. She liked this feeling. She only regretted one thing now. Why didn't she come to live in the human world earlier? The human world, the interactions between humans, and the various things in the human world were so interesting. Course there were bad people here, but she felt that there were more good people. And the interactions between monsters. It was very scary. She was neutral, so it was fine. No, to be precise, she was strong enough to avoid some things. However, the monsters in the lower levels might get along well with each other. But who knew that they all had thoughts of killing each other and taking the treasures of the other? This was a monster. Between monsters, besides being close to each other, it was more of a mutual benefit. They might have to worry about being stabbed in the back. Humans might be worried too, but it was definitely not as scary as monsters. For a moment, she even wanted to stand on the side of the humans because she didn't want such a beautiful scene to be destroyed in a war between different races. But she couldn't do it. The Void Fox was strong in the absolute realm, but she couldn't go against the entire monster race and the myriad monster alliance. Chapter 302. Lin Xian saw that Ling Ying left his seat and went to a corner. The corner was close to the front, but because it was at the edge, no one sat there. However, there was a girl in a white coat sitting there alone. Many people noticed her, but no one went over. Why don't you sit in the middle? Ling Ying sat next to Han Chuxue and asked with a smile. It's all the same. Han Chuxue replied faintly. Go, I'll introduce you to some friends. Han Chuxue shook her head. No need. She didn't like to make friends. To be precise, it wasn't that she didn't like it, but with her personality, she didn't want to make friends. Who didn't want to have a lot of friends? You're still not going on stage. Why? You're leaving after watching? Ling Ying asked with a smile. Han Chuxue nodded. Then you'll have to watch until the end because my performance is the finale. Han Chuxue didn't have much of a reaction. I heard that you're acting in a musical with a guy. When Ling Ying invited Han Chuxue to watch, he only said that she had a performance, but he didn't tell her what she was going to perform or how many people she was going to perform with. Han Chuxue only knew about it when she heard other people's discussions. Yeah, you know him, that Lin Xian. Ling Ying said. I don't know him. Han Chuxue shook her head slightly. Let's go, I'll introduce you to him. Although this person is quite an idiot, he's still quite good. If Lin Xian was here, he would definitely be unhappy. You idiot, your whole family is idiots. *CK. Of course, Ling Ying didn't mean to scold Lin Xian. Not interested. But, why are you so close to a guy? Suddenly, Han Chuxue remembered that day at Ling Ying's house. She saw something bad in the trash can. Could it be that it was that Lin Xian? That shouldn't be possible, right? However, Lin Xian's reputation in Tianhua City had been growing recently. First, he had saved dozens of people from the Sky Marshal Court. Then, he had the space attribute. Later, he had saved many people from Lin Feng City. Needless to say, he was outstanding. Han Chuxue was also slightly surprised, but she was not interested. Because her heart already belonged to someone else. Although that person was already dead and had changed her, it was still difficult for her to get over it in a short period of time. Haha, making friends. Ling Ying laughed. Han Chuxue also knew Ling Ying very well, just like how Ling Ying knew Han Chuxue. That's right, Ling Ying did like to make friends, but to be honest, they were only true friends. There weren't many other good friends, let alone making friends with a boy. Even acting in a show with a boy was something that Han Chuxue felt was impossible. It must be an extraordinary relationship for this to happen. It had to be said that Han Chuxue really knew Ling Ying. You're my friend, and so is Lin Xian. Do you think it's wrong for me to introduce you to each other? If you don't get to know him, you're not giving me face. Ling Ying also didn't understand why he wanted to introduce her boyfriend to her best friend. Wasn't she afraid that something would happen between them? Of course he wasn't afraid. He knew Han Chuxue too well. It was impossible for anything to happen between her and Lin Xian. Moreover, Han Chuxue's heart was now firmly locked by the man who died for her. It was even more impossible for anything to happen between them. Perhaps Ling Ying introduced them to each other because he felt that Lin Xian's flamboyant personality might have a good influence on Han Chuxue. It might even help her walk out of the haze. No way. Han Chushue said decisively. Ling Ying, how boring. Sigh, you'll be a widow for the rest of your life. Ling Ying sighed. Han Chushue didn't respond. Hey, I say, what's the point of liking a dead person? Ling Ying couldn't stand Han Chushue anymore. He couldn't help but raise his voice. They had argued about this countless times. Ling Ying understood Han Chushue's feelings, but he felt that it wasn't worth it for her. Based on what? I don't know. You're avoiding it again. Ling Ying shook his head secretly. She always used I don't know to avoid this question. Perhaps Han Chushu really didn't know. Forget it, forget it. You can just stand here and wait. Ling Ying walked away angrily. After about half an hour, Lin Xian and Ling Ying went backstage to change. Sister Qianqian, we should go now. Lin Xian received Ling Ying's message and said to Wang Qianqian, Bei. Lin Xian glanced at Wang Xintong and said, Why don't you go sit with Fan Fan and the others? Wang Xintong smiled and shook her head. No need. I'll just sit here. Okay then, I'll go first. Good luck. Then Lin Xian brought Wang Qianqian backstage. Ling Ying had already changed into her costume backstage. She was wearing a blue and white ancient dress. It was really beautiful. She was putting on makeup under the hands of the makeup artist. Actually, with her talent, she could do without makeup. However, if she put on some makeup and tied up her hair, the effect would be better. Lin Xian and Wang Qianqian had already decided on the time. At which point in the song, she needed to change the scene into a world of ice and snow. At which point, she needed to cancel the power of ice and snow. It was very simple and didn't require too much manipulation. There was a skit going on in front of the stage. It was about 10 minutes long, so Yi and Qin Xiaotian had time to take a break. Senior Ling Ying, you're so beautiful. Yi couldn't help but say enviously when she saw Ling Ying's appearance. You're very beautiful too. Ling Ying said with a smile as the makeup artist did her makeup. What about me? Lin Xian looked at Yi and asked. Why aren't you changing? Yi looked at Lin Xian and whispered. It's easy. Just put it on. Then Lin Xian took his clothes and took off his jacket and pants on the spot. Hey. Are you a hooligan? There's no changing room. Ling Ying really couldn't stand Lin Xian, this bastard. There were still many people around. It's fine. It's not like I'm empty inside. Lin Xian quickly changed into his costume. He was wearing a white ancient dress with a sword at his waist and a fan in his hand. He indeed looked a little like a human. Come over and put on some makeup. Another makeup artist said with a smile. I also need to put on makeup. I feel that I'm quite a natural beauty. I beg of you. Don't be so confident, okay? Ling Ying said helplessly. Lin Xian. Yi, who was beside him, held back her laughter. You also need to put on a wig, the makeup artist said with a smile. All right. Lin Xian swore that this was definitely the only time he would put on makeup. Qin Xiaotian walked over. His first attention was on Wang Qianqian, who was beside him. Wang Qianqian naturally saw Qin Xiaotian and knew that he was the target. However, she didn't give him a second look. Otherwise, it would be troublesome if he became suspicious. Chapter 303. Qin Xiaotian smiled and asked Ling Ying and Lin Xian, You really don't need me to set up the scene? Ling Ying said, No need. My friend is already here. Although you might do better in the mysterious heaven realm, my friend's mysterious body realm is enough. Ling Ying's outfit was complete. She was so beautiful that she could die. Even Lin Xian wanted her to not take it off. She could wear it home tonight and do something. It would definitely be comfortable. Wang Qianqian said slightly. Hello, I'm Wang Qianqian. Nice to meet you. Qin Xiaotian smiled slightly. Qin Xiaotian, I know you. Wang Qianqian laughed softly. Oh. Qin Xiaotian, you're very famous in Tianhua City. Haha, you flatter me. Qin Xiaotian laughed in his heart. Could this Wang Qianqian be an admirer of his? Even if she didn't reach the level of an admirer, she should have a good impression of him, right? In that case, if he could ask her out, it would be easier to make his move. After all, if he simply followed her and wanted to find a place where there was no one around, it would be too difficult to make a move. Oh no, you're really famous. Many of my friends have heard of you. Wang Qianqian showed a slight look of admiration. It was very slight, but it could be felt. Lin Xian held back his laughter. This Wang Qianqian had the potential to be a movie queen. And she had a good grasp of it. After all, she was 26 years old, but no one could tell that she was 26 years old. Lin Xian had personally experienced it. And I'm also of the ice attribute. Your ice attribute's power is what we want to imitate. Qin Shaotian smiled slightly. It's not that powerful. It's just rumors. Of course it's powerful. Qin Shaotian smiled but didn't say anything. Actually, I'm more powerful, Lin Xian said with a smile. Yes. Young Master Lin is the powerful one, Qin Shaotian said. If Lin Xian praised Qin Shaotian at this time, it would make him suspicious. Thank you for your support, young Master Qin. Lin Xian smiled. After 10 minutes, Lin Xian was also done with his makeup. Long gown and folding fan, white clothes fluttering in the wind. However, it was indeed necessary to put on some makeup. With such a long gown and folding fan, white clothes fluttering in the wind, coupled with your dark skin, it would look like a drama. Of course, Lin Xian wasn't too tanned, but he wasn't a pretty boy either. He still needed to whiten his skin. Yi and Qin Shaotian went to host, while Lin Xian stood up backstage and walked around. How is it? To tell the truth, Ling Ying was stunned. Lin Xian's appearance wasn't too good, but it wasn't bad either. He usually had bangs, and Lin Xian with bangs was indeed quite handsome. However, for some people, having bangs and not having bangs was completely different. Ling Ying had seen Lin Xian without bangs before. It was alright, not bad. However, when he removed his bangs and changed into an ancient costume, coupled with an ancient wig, it really gave off the feeling of a hero that Ling Ying had once imagined. In his imagination, Lin Xian was invincible, standing on top of a mountain, with the breeze blowing his clothes and hair, hugging her. Wow. Wait. The invincible hero suddenly turned into a sloppy Lin Xian. The atmosphere that was suddenly created was gone. Ding. Feeling Ling Ying's infatuation. Scumbag man points plus 10,000. Ding. Little sister is disappointed. Scumbag man points plus 10,000. Lin Xian. This Ling Ying was crazy. Hey. Lin Xian waved his hand in front of Ling Ying. After a few moments, Ling Ying finally reacted. His pretty face was slightly red, and he quickly coughed to cover up his embarrassment. Wahahaha, you were stunned by my handsomeness. Lin Xian laughed with his hands on his waist. Wang Qianqian, who was beside him, was holding back her laughter. As expected, it was still Lin Xian. The moment he opened his mouth, the feeling of a hero was instantly gone. However, to be honest, Wang Qianqian was also stunned. As long as Lin Xian didn't open his mouth, his outfit really suited him. No way, Ling Ying muttered. Then he looked at Lin Xian and said, It's alright, it's barely acceptable. At least the audience won't see it. That's it. I beg you, don't say anything. You'll lower yourself if you do. Lin Xian. Do you really want me to speak like this, baby? Lin Xian suddenly pressed Ling Ying against the wall with a deep and magnetic voice. His eyes were incomparably deep as he looked into Ling Ying's eyes. The people around them were stunned. Damn. Lin Xian was pressing Ling Ying against the wall. Really, her heart was pounding. Lin Xian felt a little interesting. This feeling was just right for the male lead of this musical. No, she wanted to push Lin Xian down. Ling Ying slowly closed his eyes. Lin Xian. I say, big sister, why did you close your eyes? Ling Ying. Bang. Then she blushed and kicked him. Luckily, Lin Xian reacted quickly. Damn. This girl couldn't have been asking for a kiss just now, right? Lin Xian was dying of laughter in his heart. Was he really that handsome? Was he that attractive to girls? Ling Ying's face was red. She was embarrassed and angry. Bastard. But just now, she actually couldn't help but close her eyes and wait for Lin Xian to kiss her. Was this still her? When did she become such a love-struck fool? But she really didn't understand why she closed her eyes for no reason. There were so many people around. Was it because Lin Xian gave her that special feeling? Damn it. The most infuriating thing was that this guy actually said it out loud. It was too infuriating. This feeling was like a boy sending a girl home, and the girl asking him if he wanted to go upstairs for a drink. The boy would have the wrong idea. After going upstairs, he would ask the girl for a drink. Actually, the girl didn't have any intention of hinting. She was really just asking if he wanted a drink. Then the boy would feel awkward. That's right, Ling Ying had a similar feeling at this moment. Damn it. But to be honest, you're really handsome. You really have a white robe fluttering in the wind. It's the kind of feeling that girls yearn for in their hearts. Wang Chanxian said from the side. Really? Lin Xian looked at Wang Chanxian and raised an eyebrow. Provided that you don't speak. Lin Xian. Lin Xian looked at himself in the mirror narcissistically. He really did have such a feeling. Sigh indeed. The most troublesome thing is waking up every day. Lazing in bed? Ling Ying asked. No, after waking up and washing up, I feel troubled looking at myself in the mirror. Why do I have to be so handsome? Ling Ying, go to hell. A few of the young ladies laughed and said, but Lin Xian, you're really suited for ancient costumes. This is purely based on fate. You can consider acting in ancient costumes. I guarantee that you'll be chosen by the director. You'll definitely become a big star. That awesome. You have to believe that we girls have the same taste. When watching TV, it's all about the appearance. Your appearance is just average. Lin Xian. But when you're dressed in ancient costumes, it's really a qualitative leap. You'll be popular. Lin Xian also wanted to act. It just so happened that Ling Long Shui and Bing Lingyue like to watch TV. Chapter 304. Course Lin Xian was just thinking about it. He did not have the energy to do such a showy thing. This was because the era did not allow it. Life was worth it and the future was promising. He had other things to do. Perhaps in the future, the things he would do would be even more dazzling than what he did on that dazzling stage in the big screen. Are you nervous? Ling Ying asked. To be honest, even she was nervous. This was her first time. Lin Xian was a little nervous as well, but he was much better. He did not put on airs and did not want to embarrass himself or perform perfectly. He just wanted to do his best. Ling Ying did not put on airs either. She just wanted to give a beautiful performance with Lin Xian. Time passed slowly. Lin Xian, Senior Ling Ying, it's your turn next. Get ready backstage. Yi ran over and shouted, coming. Then Ling Ying, Lin Xian, and Wang Chanxian walked over together. 5 minutes later. The second last performance was over. Accompanied by a round of applause, Yi walked onto the stage. Next up is the last performance of this year's gala. Lin Xian from the Sky Martial Courts Junior Class and Ling Ying from the Sky Martial Courts Senior Class will be performing the musical, The Snow Between the Brows. Please enjoy. Wow! Most of the people present had been waiting for this performance. Whether it was Ling Ying or Lin Xian, they were both influential figures in Tianhua Academy. Especially when the two of them were performing in a musical together. It was even more exciting. Linya and the rest were chatting. When they heard that it was Lin Xian's performance, they immediately stopped and focused all their attention on the pitch-black stage. It was extremely quiet. The prelude slowly played. The lights on the stage lit up. Along with the lights on the stage, snow began to fall on the stage. Behind the stage, there was a big screen. This allowed the people in the distance to see everything on the stage clearly. Accompanied by the sad and beautiful background music, a voice slowly drifted over. The so-called Jonghu Road is nothing more than her holding an umbrella and saying. Then came the voices of men and women. "Don't let me down." Linya was shocked. This is little Xian's voice. She could tell that this was indeed Lin Xian's voice. But how could Lin Xian produce such an emotional and heart-tugging voice? Sound was also a must-have in a musical. If it wasn't good, then they would just leave the show. However, Lin Xian's voice, coupled with the falling snow and the background music, made many people subconsciously place their hands on their hearts. So, the two figures turned into two streaks of light and rushed towards the stage. Accompanied by the heavy snow and music, they actually started a sword fight on the stage. Ling Ying's beauty was within everyone's expectations, but when they saw the white-robed Lin Xian, they were all stunned. Everyone was shocked, but there were 3 people who were more shocked than anyone else. In the distance, when Han Chushua turned from Ling Ying to Lin Xian, she even subconsciously stood up. Her beautiful eyes shone with a strange splendor, and there was even a trace of sparkling in them. The sparkling splendor in her eyes accompanied the splendor. This face. It's him. Is it him? The person in her memory had bangs. Moreover, it was still dark, so it wasn't too clear. It was an ancient costume. There was a slight difference. But when she saw this face, she subconsciously felt that it was him. No. He's dead. It's a coincidence, it's a coincidence. Han Chushua comforted herself and slowly sat down. But her heart couldn't calm down. Her beautiful eyes stared intently at the stage. She wanted to confirm it was very simple. She just needed to see Lin Xian without the ancient costume and wig. She really wanted to know. The other person was Ling Longshui. When Ling Longshui saw the current Lin Xian, her first reaction was that he was the person in the portrait at the place where she saw Bing Lingyue in the deep cold valley. It was too similar. Lin Xian was somewhat similar. When he put on this white shirt and removed his bangs, it was as if the person in the portrait had run out. She furrowed her brows and reached out. Her slender fingers drew something in the air in front of her. A few seconds later, the portrait that existed in her memory appeared in her hand. She really held the portrait up and compared it with Lin Xian on the stage. "Sister Linya, take a look." Ling Longshui handed the portrait to Linya. Linya focused on the performance that surprised her. Then she turned to Ling Longshui and took the portrait. "Isn't this little Xian? Did you draw it? Do you think it's him too?" Linya pondered for a moment and then compared it with the portrait. "Yes, the white shirt, the dancing sword, and the star mole beside his nose are all in the same place." Phew, Ling Longshui took a deep breath. Was it really him? Was it not a coincidence? No, it was too similar. She might have denied it before. But now, when Lin Xian wore the ancient costume and danced with a sword, it was too similar. She glanced at Bing Lingyue beside her. Bing Lingyue's attention was all on the stage. Her hands were on her chest. Her beautiful eyes were twinkling. She was the third person to be surprised. It was not that she was surprised. It was just that. There was a strange feeling in her heart. It was very, very strange. It felt like déjà vu, but it did not feel like it. The audience was extremely quiet. In the previous performances they would watch and chat. But this performance inexplicably stirred their hearts. They watched attentively. Ling Ying's first line stunned the audience. Lin Xian's second line was not out of place at all. Swoosh. Half of the stage turned into a world of ice and snow. The snow was still falling. Chapter 305. It wasn't that the show was too touching, but she had a very uncomfortable feeling in her heart. She didn't understand why it was like this. Perhaps Ling Longshui knew more than her. She was wondering if she should tell her about the portrait. No, she didn't know what to do. She felt that she should ask for Lin Xian's opinion first. Backstage, Ling Ying excitedly pounced on Lin Xian and hung on to him. The audience was stunned. Really? You're amazing, Ling Ying said from the bottom of her heart. She had to keep this show for the rest of her life. Really? Lin Xian grinned. Ah! Ling Ying jumped down from Lin Xian's body and looked at the stunned audience. Then she tidied her hair and knew that she had lost her composure. She coughed dryly and said, "Hurry up and change your clothes. Once you get off the stage, you won't have that feeling anymore, understand?" Really? On stage, Lin Xian gave her the feeling that she really wanted to pray to the sun. But now, forget it. This guy was still the same guy. Although everyone was shocked, they remembered that this was Ling Ying. She was the most unfathomable goddess, so they didn't think too much about it. "Sister Chanqian, thank you so much," Lin Xian said to Wang Chanqian gratefully. Then he secretly gave her a look. Wang Chanqian naturally understood what Lin Xian meant. Lin Xian wanted her to be careful and pay attention. Qin Shaotian didn't see this scene because he was hosting with Yi. In other words, they were going to end the show. After that, Lin Xian and Ling Ying went to the dressing room to change. Outside, after Yi announced the end of the show, everyone dispersed. Han Chushue quietly followed the crowd out. Wow, wow, wow. Lin Xian really felt like a different person just now. Lu Yufan said excitedly. Miao Xiao Miao also nodded repeatedly. Really, this kind of feeling was too much for a girl. How great would it be if Ling Ying was them? I really envy Ling Ying. Ling Long, I want to drink wine. I don't know why. Bing Lingyue whispered to Ling Long Shui. Ling Long Shui was slightly stunned, and then she nodded. She turned to Linya and said, "Big sister Linya, Ling Yu and I have some matters to attend to, so we'll head back first. We'll be guests at big sister Linya's house when we have time." All right, slow down. After that, Ling Long Shui and Bing Lingyue left. Course they had exchanged contact information. Wang Xintong was very envious. She also wanted to be like Ling Ying, but unfortunately she was not. She left after sending a message to Lin Xian. She knew that Lin Xian still had many friends here, so there was no need for her to stay. I really suspect that the Lin Xian on the stage just now was a substitute, Xiao Runing said helplessly. Of course it was just a joke, but it really broke her previous impression of Lin Xian. It was completely overturned. Who wasn't? Linya was the same. Linya said softly. Maybe, he has a talent for acting. Maybe. Xiao Runing smiled and said, "Do you want to go shopping? It's only 9 o'clock. The time is just right." "Oh, I want to go shopping too." Hearing their words, Lu Yufan couldn't wait to say it. "Let's go together." Linya smiled. "Then let's wait for Lin Xian and Yi." "Him? He probably won't go shopping." Linya said helplessly. "Let's wait for Yi. Xiaoying should go too." After that, they agreed to go shopping together. Ling Ying didn't go. It wasn't that she didn't want to go, but that she was stopped by Lin Xian. Lin Xian wouldn't let her go. "I want to go shopping with Sister Linya and the rest." Ling Ying watched as the few of them left Tianhua Academy's main gate. Ling Ying glared at Lin Xian unhappily. "Let's go home and get down to business. You don't know how suffocating I've been for the past few days. Coincidentally, little fairy isn't home, Ling Ying, wow. Are you crazy?" Ling Ying, no. Didn't we say we'll talk when we get home tonight? We'll talk after Sister Linya and the rest are done shopping. Ling Ying mumbled softly. "No, I can't hold back anymore. And now is now, and later is later. This is the second time." Ling Ying, are you a bastard? Hey, do you want to see the wild side of your man? Lin Xian grinned. "I just want to give you a slap." Ling Ying said angrily. "Then I'll give you 1,000 slaps." Ling Ying, get lost. Miao Xiaomiao had also gone shopping with Lin Ya and the rest. Wang Qianqian had just chased after them. After all, from Qin Xiaotian's point of view, Wang Qianqian and Ling Ying were good friends. Moreover, she had to go back alone because she wasn't sure if Qin Xiaotian would follow her. Anyway, as long as he followed her, Wang Qianqian would definitely sense it. After all, her cultivation level was 1 star higher than Qin Xiaotian's. Once she sensed it, she would contact Lin Xian, and Lin Xian would rush over as fast as he could. Sister Qianqian, Qin Xiaotian is behind us. He might follow you tonight, but with how cautious he is, he definitely won't make a move. Be careful. Lin Xian whispered to Wang Qianqian, who had just walked over. Got it. Qin Xiaotian and his friend were talking and laughing behind them. Indeed, although he was talking, his attention was still on Wang Qianqian and the rest. Then the three of them walked to the gate while talking and laughing. There were too many people at the gate. After all, more than half of the tens of thousands of people were going home after watching the performance. However, there was a place where there were more people because there was a figure standing beside a tree. Her attention was on everyone leaving the school gate as if she was waiting for someone. Many people looked at her from afar and secretly took pictures of her, but there were really not many who went over to talk to her, because they didn't dare. Only the masters of the advanced class would dare to talk to her, but they all knew that Han Chushue couldn't be talked to, because she wouldn't even care about you. The three figures walked out while talking and laughing. Naturally, Han Chushue saw them. When her gaze fell on Lin Xian, her beautiful eyes couldn't help but glisten with tears. It was a completely subconscious expression of her emotions. It's him. It's him. Chushue. Ling Ying raised his head and saw the exceptionally eye-catching figure under the tree through the crowd. He was slightly surprised. He thought that Han Chushue had gone back. Was she waiting for her here? Lin Xian, that's Han Chushue. Let's go, I'll introduce you to her. Ling Ying said to Lin Xian. Then I'll go back first. Then Wang Qianqian and the rest parted ways. Qin Xiaotian, who was behind them, had just reached here. Lin Xian and Ling Ying walked towards Han Chushue. Lin Xian looked at Han Chushue. She was indeed beautiful. She was indeed Tianhua Academy's #1 beauty. Chushue, why are you crying? After walking closer, Ling Ying looked at Han Chushue in shock. Chapter 306. Really? Ling Ying and Han Chushue had known each other since they were young. She had always been like this. She was cold and didn't talk much. Ling Ying had seen Han Chushue get hurt when she was young. She remembered clearly that Han Chushue only had tears in her eyes from the pain, but she didn't cry out loud. She had been like this since she was young. This was the first time Ling Ying saw Han Chushue's tears gathering from her cheeks to her chin and then falling to the ground. Of course she was shocked. Why was she crying? What happened? Lin Xian didn't know much about Han Chushue, but he didn't think that such a woman would cry, right? Not to mention in front of so many people. Really, when these people saw Han Chushue like this, they swore that this was the most bizarre, most unbelievable, and most shocking thing they had ever seen in their lives. Han Chushue had always been the goddess of ice and frost. She was so cold that no one dared to strike up a conversation with her. Even if they did, she wouldn't even look at them. However, she actually revealed her true feelings here. Why? Damn! Han Chushue is crying. Damn it! What's going on? Could it be that she was moved by the musical that Lin Xian and Ling Ying just performed? Moved my ass. If she could be moved, then she wouldn't be Han Chushue. Even if she was moved to tears, she wouldn't cry here, in front of so many people. Really, Han Chushue's scene made everyone's hearts completely collapse. What the hell is going on? Chushue, what's wrong? Ling Ying frowned and walked in front of her. Han Chushue's eyes were fixed on Lin Xian. Ling Ying naturally saw Han Chushue's eyes. She turned her head and found that Han Chushue's eyes were fixed on Lin Xian. She revealed a surprised expression. What was going on? Lin Xian was also stunned. Of course, he could see that Han Chushua's eyes were fixed on him. What was she going to do? Was she going to force herself on him? The next scene left everyone dumbfounded, their mouths agape. Han Chuxia ran towards Lin Xian and threw herself into his arms, burying her head in his chest and sobbing. F***ck. 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 What the hell is going on? This is Han Chuxia. Who are you? Get out of her body. Ka ka ka. Everyone couldn't help but take pictures of this shocking scene. His heart was bleeding as he patted it. The goddess that they all adored was actually crying in another man's arms. Oh my God. Some of them were more fragile, and tears began to flow from their eyes as they patted the ground. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. What was going on? Ling Ying was even more confused. She also wanted to know what was going on. Kachin Xiaotian happened to see this scene from behind. Han Chuxia was his favorite girl. Because he couldn't pursue her, he temporarily stopped and turned to Yi. Who would have thought that Han Chuxia would actually throw herself into Lin Xian's arms? To be honest, Ling Ying wanted to pull Han Chuxia out of Lin Xian's arms at that moment. Come out, that's my man. But she suddenly thought of something. Han Chuxia wouldn't be like this normally. She wouldn't even cry. What did she care about the most now? It was the man who saved her in the beast territory and died. Even her obsession had completely changed because of that incident. Ding. Making a big sister cry is classified as a scumbag. Scumbag value plus 300,000. Ding. Mission completion 50%. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Lin Xian was really dumbfounded. He didn't trigger any mission, so how did he complete 50% of the mission? Suddenly, Lin Xian realized something. Ing. Successfully triggered the mission teasing Big Sister. Due to unknown appearance and unknown name, mission penalty. None mission progress. 50% mission reward. Sword skill Heavenly Lightning Flash. F***ck. This was the mission that he triggered when he met the Netherworld Flame Lion in the Beast territory and saw an injured Big Sister. This Han Chuxia was that injured Big Sister? F***ck. Han Chuxia didn't know what she was thinking. She only knew that the change in influence that person had on her was simply too great. She could sit in the backyard in a daze all day long just like that. It turned out that when Ling Ying said that Han Chuxia was injured outside, a man saved her, she fell in love with that person, but he died, it was actually him. Han Chuxia mistakenly thought that he was dead. But it was precisely because of this that Han Chuxia's cold heart was moved. The smart Ling Ying guessed something. She once heard Lin Xian say that he did save a big sister in the beast territory, but he didn't know who it was because her face was dyed red with blood. And Han Chuxia just happened to be injured in the beast territory and was saved by someone else. The timing also seemed to match up. She realized that she was an idiot. Such an obvious thing, why didn't she connect these two things together earlier? The main thing was that she didn't think of it. She didn't think that there would be such a coincidence in this world. Then now it was awkward. Ling Ying was Han Chuxia's good sister, plus Han Chuxia's current performance. She undoubtedly liked Lin Xian. And she was also Lin Xian's woman, she was her good sister. She had once made a bet with Lin Xian that he would be the one to F***ck her and Han Chuxia, but Ling Ying didn't think much of it. Now it seemed that Lin Xian would be able to get Han Chuxia effortlessly, so she ***ck. She was crazy. But how did such a melodramatic plot happen to her? Hey. Of course Lin Xian already knew what was going on, but he really didn't know what to do. In other words, Han Chuxia had been his target for a long time, which meant that he needed to win her over. He was looking forward to it, but now there were too many people around, and Lin Xian was panicking. Big sister, can you come out first? My clothes are all wet. Lin Xian reached out his hand and gently patted Han Chuxia's thin back. Han Chuxia really couldn't hold back and threw herself into Lin Xian's arms. After she finished crying and calmed down, She realized how immature her actions were. Then she raised her head from Lin Xian's arms and let go of Lin Xian, wiping her tears. Hurry. After she finished speaking, she looked at Lin Xian one more time, turned her head and walked away. She really couldn't control herself. No matter how cold she was still a soft-hearted woman. Everyone was dumbfounded by this scene. Tomorrow, no, maybe tonight, this would become the hottest topic in Tianhua Academy, Tianxing Academy, and Tianyang Academy. After all, Han Chuxue was a famous person in Tianhua City. Chuxue! Ling Ying shouted, then turned to look at Lin Xian and said, I'll go look for her first. I'm suffocating. Chapter 307. Lin Xian wanted to cry, but no tears came out. Originally, he wanted to find Ling Ying to do some sweaty things at home, but he didn't expect Han Chuxue to appear out of nowhere. Although it was a little cool, what should he do with his anger? It was already enough, but Han Chuxue made it even more. *CK. But, looking at Han Chushua's situation, Lin Xian felt that it seemed to be easy to win her over. Because there was no need for him to win her over. Han Chuxue had won over herself. Who could withstand this? It was equivalent to saying that this was a completely unexpected gain. Young Master Lin, you and Han Chuxue. What's the situation? Qin Shaotian couldn't bear it anymore. Originally, he wanted to follow Wang Chanqian, but after seeing this scene, he couldn't stay calm anymore. Han Chuxue was definitely the woman he loved the most. He felt that in this world, only Han Chuxue or Ling Ying was worthy of him. But this Han Chuxue was actually so intimate with Lin Xian, even crying in his arms. He had to figure it out. Han Chuxue sigh. Lin Xian sighed and secretly shook his head. How should I say this? It's my fault. What's there to blame? Qin Shaotian frowned and asked. She wanted to be my girlfriend, but I already have a girlfriend, so she was sad. Now, my girlfriend is also unhappy, breaking the hearts of two girls at once. I'm also very desperate. Lin Xian sighed and then walked away. Qin Shaotian secretly clenched his fist. Believe. Half believe and half doubt. But before this, he never believed that Han Chuxue would cry in a boy's arms. This topic instantly fermented in the major group chats. Chuxue. Ling Ying caught up with Han Chuxue. It's nothing. Han Chuxue had more or less recovered her calm. Lin Xian, the one who saved you in the beast domain, right? Ling Ying asked Han Chuxue. Han Chuxue hesitated for a moment, then nodded slightly. I don't know what to do. Just now. I couldn't hold back, I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing to me? Ling Ying smiled. Let's go to your house and have a few drinks. Ling Ying's mood was also extremely complicated. What should he do? Her best friend just happened to like Lin Xian, so there was nothing she could do. Lin Xian was distressed. He wanted to go shopping with Lin Ya and the others, but he would be exhausted if he went shopping with so many women. Then, he quietly went back home and lay there like a corpse. At this moment, how he wished he had a beautiful big sister. Han Chuxue also lived alone. She lived in a villa, but she didn't buy it herself. Her Han family already had a property in Tianhua City, so she was too lazy to buy a small house. Living in a villa wasn't because she was vain. The two girls were too lazy to cook, so they bought some along the way. Then they went home and opened some wine. They drank and ate while chatting. At this moment, the two girls' hearts were in a mess, very messy. Han Chuxue didn't care about what the outside world thought of her. For example, she hugged Lin Xian and cried in his arms. This would cause a lot of things to talk about, but she didn't care. She was just upset. She had found this person, and he wasn't dead. She should be very, very happy, but why was she upset? It was because of Ling Ying. Ling Ying and Lin Xian had a special relationship. She could roughly see that it might have been Lin Xian that night. The two of them might also be a couple. What about her? How could she fight with her best friend over a person just for her? Did she like Lin Xian? She already knew. That man was already deeply rooted in her heart. Too deep, too deep. They didn't have any interactions, but because of that incident, it had been fermenting in her heart for a long time. Even if she didn't like him, Han Chushue felt that she couldn't fall in love with anyone else other than him. She thought for a long time and understood this point. But it just so happened that he and Ling Ying had a very special relationship. As for whether they were a couple or not, she wasn't sure. She really hoped that they weren't. What about Ling Ying? The person Han Chushue had always loved wasn't dead. He was Lin Xian, and Lin Xian was her boyfriend. Han Chushue was also her best friend. She didn't want Han Chushue to continue like this. Then, how could he make Han Chushue return to her former self? Be together with Lin Xian. This was the only way. This was also the only way to completely restore Han Chushue. In fact, the reason why Han Chushue became like this was because of guilt. Guilt was the main reason. She felt that it was because she was the one who caused the death of that person while she was still alive. He even saved her life. But now, guilt had already given birth to love. If she could have met Lin Xian earlier and knew that he wasn't dead, then Han Chushue wouldn't have needed to fall in love with him. She only needed to know that he wasn't dead, and the guilt in her heart would have disappeared. But it had been too long. She thought about it day and night, and it slowly became ingrained in her heart. This kind of love derived from guilt was already inextricable. Simply knowing that Lin Xian wasn't dead, the guilt in her heart was indeed gone, and she felt a lot better. But what about that kind of love? Ling Ying was her best friend, and they had talked a lot. She also understood. She also knew that Han Chushue had fallen in love with Lin Xian. Perhaps this was the only way to make Han Chushue like a man. But why did it happen to be Lin Xian? Chushue, what are your thoughts now? Do you plan to be together with Lin Xian? Ling Ying asked. I don't know. Then are you sure you like him? I don't know, like? Maybe the person she liked was the person who saved her. But Lin Xian was the person who saved her. Then if Lin Xian confesses to you, will you be together with him? Han Chushue was silent. Her heart told herself that she would. Ling Ying saw her silence and also knew something. She sighed slightly in her heart. It was okay for her to be selfish because she had the right to be selfish because Lin Xian was her boyfriend. But she also didn't want to see her best friend continue like this. The guilt was gone, but she would still be disappointed, swayed by her emotions, and unable to recover from the setback. She didn't want to see that either. In the end, she made her choice. Come, let's drink this. Ling Ying smiled and clinked glasses with Han Chushue, and then drank it all in one gulp. Time slowly passed. Perhaps Han Chushue was drunk, but her face was red. She raised her head and looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying, are you and Lin Xian a couple? Han Chushue asked. Well. No, how is that possible? Ling Ying quickly explained. She wanted to say yes, but she chose to let Han Chushue walk out of the haze. Chapter 308. As for the relationship between Ling Ying and Lin Xian, she didn't know either. Let's just leave it at that for the time being and let Lin Xian have it easy. She could just let nature take its course. Ling Ying felt that she couldn't give up on Lin Xian and help Han Chushue. She didn't know when it started, but she really liked Lin Xian. She couldn't do it. However, she might be able to watch Lin Xian flirt with other young ladies. It wasn't that Ling Ying was magnanimous. Maybe she was used to Lin Xian hanging out with other girls, so she gradually accepted it. No girl could accept this. It could only be said that perhaps she could choose to turn a blind eye to it and tolerate it. She didn't know how long she would have to wait. She was also very confused. Isn't that so? Han Chushue raised her head and looked at Ling Ying seriously. Of course not. Han Chushue normally wouldn't ask such a question. It was probably because she was in a mess tonight and had drunk alcohol that she asked such a question. The last time I went to your house, I saw a pair of men's shoes. Ling Ying. That's my distant cousin. Coincidentally, Tianhua City might be very dangerous, so he came and ate at my house. I was afraid that you would misunderstand, so I didn't let him out. Ling Ying reacted quickly. Then why was there an unwrapped condom in the trash can? Ling Ying. It can't be. Han Chushua also saw this. Damn. Ling Ying couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Her mind was spinning rapidly, trying to come up with an explanation. It's strange. I bought a new set of clothes online. God knows what the store would put in the packaging. I opened it out of curiosity and found out what it was. But I just opened it and threw it into the trash can. Ling Ying really admired herself. Would they give that when you buy clothes? Han Chushu asked. Normally she wouldn't ask. Today she really drank a bit too much. Her face was red and she was drunk. Sometimes she would even let out a cute burp. Later, I found out that the clothes I bought belonged to Qingxiu. That store was also that kind of store. In a fit of anger, I pushed the clothes away and gave the store 50 negative reviews. Maybe it's a habit of this kind of store to give that kind of thing, Ling Ying quickly said. So that means you and Lin Xian. We're just friends. Han Chusha nodded slightly and then drank the wine in one gulp. You plan to chase after Lin Xian? Ling Ying bit her lips and asked tentatively. Han Chusha shook her head. No. Then what do you mean? It's enough. He is for him to save me. The guilt in my heart is gone. All that's left is to repay him for saving my life. Not knowing why, Ling Ying felt relieved after hearing Han Chushua's words. But, is that really it? But you like him? Ling Ying said. The one I like is the dead Lin Xian, not him. Han Chushua said faintly. Is that true? Maybe it's true. But Ling Ying felt that it's not true. Maybe Han Chushua was just comforting herself like this. Then, are you okay now? Han Chushua nodded slightly. Tianwu conference. Han Chushua hesitated for a moment and said, forget it. I already said that I won't participate. When the time comes, I will think about how to repay Lin Xian. After that, I will return to Tiandu. Ling Ying. Her beautiful eyes stared at Han Chushua. She still hasn't recovered. Sure enough, the Lin Xian in Han Chushua's heart was too deep. He was completely imprinted in her heart, including her love. If she really recovered completely, based on Ling Ying's understanding of Han Chushua, she would have gone to the beast territory to level up, because she delayed for a long time. But she didn't, so she still hasn't recovered. Maybe she won't take the initiative to take that step, so she can only rely on Lin Xian to take the initiative to take that step. Ling Ying, Ling Ying, you are really magnanimous. Ling Ying secretly sighed. She even wanted her boyfriend to comfort Han Chushua. But there was no other way. Maybe with Lin Xian's flowery mouth, Han Chushua could really recover. But if this matter wasn't solved, Han Chushua would still be the same Han Chushua. She didn't want her best sister to become like this. She would rather be magnanimous and jealous. She put all the blame on Lin Xian. Why did you go to the beast territory for no reason? Why did you save a girl? Isn't it good to lie at home and be a fat otaku? Damn it. But if Lin Xian didn't go, Han Chushua would already be dead. Then I will give you Lin Xian's WeChat and contact information. When you think of how to repay him, you can directly contact him. Thank you. Hey, isn't this you? Why are you thanking me? Ling Ying was also helpless. If he gave her his contact information with Lin Xian's personality, he would definitely hook up with Han Chushua, and Han Chushua actually liked him. In this case, if Lin Xian could do it, Han Chushua should be able to recover. Although she was unhappy and didn't want to, she had to do it. Achoo! Lin Xian, who was bored to death at home and playing mobile games on the sofa, suddenly sneezed. Ding! Feeling jealousy from Ling Ying. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Ing. Feeling displeasure from Ling Ying. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Ding. Damn. Lin Xian's mind was filled with all kinds of notifications of Ling Ying's dissatisfaction towards him. The system was about to explode. What did I do? Lin Xian held his phone with a dumbfounded expression. He was innocent. He was just playing with his phone at home. Why did the system notification explode? He was so innocent and wanted to cry. When Ling Ying came home, he wanted to slap her and make her cry. After a while, Lin Xian sent a message to Ling Ying. She replied instantly, saying that she wouldn't be coming home tonight. Lin Xian. Really, this guy's mentality directly exploded. Damn. He was about to explode. Ling Ying definitely wouldn't be coming home tonight. She was having a heart-to-heart talk with Han Chuxue. What should I do then? Lin Xian was annoyed by one girl after another. Oh right, isn't there still a little fairy here? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows and then the corner of his mouth curved into a smirk. He waited and waited until it was past 11 o'clock. Linya finally came home with a pile of shopping spoils. Xiao Xian. Linya looked around and asked. Xiaoying didn't come home. She's sleeping at a friend's house tonight. She won't be coming back. I see. Are you hungry? I'll make you some supper. Linya changed his shoes. If you don't want to eat, I'll eat you. Chapter 309. Linya looked at Lin Xian, who was acting like a bad guy, and subconsciously took a step back. Hee hee, little fairy, why are you taking a step back? Lin Xian said with a smile. That feeling when you're acting is so good. Linya remembered that this was her little Xian, and he wasn't a bad guy. The main thing was, she really felt like a lamb in a tiger's den. Little fairy, you said it yourself that it's just acting, it's not the real me. Lin Xian threw his phone aside, and then walked towards Linya with a smile. Linya, I'll go make supper for you. Then, she ran into the kitchen as if she was escaping. Lin Xian looked at the cute Linya with a smile. Honestly, he felt that she was very cute. Little Xian, what do you want to eat? Linya poked her head out from the kitchen. I want to eat seafood noodles. It'll be ready soon. Outside, Linya ate some snacks while shopping, but after walking for such a long time, she was indeed a little hungry, so she made 2 bowls. Of course, her bowl was called a normal bowl, while Lin Xian's bowl was called a basin. After eating, Lin Xian and Linya sat on the sofa, watching TV and chatting. Linya's legs were held by Lin Xian, and he was massaging her legs. On the surface, it looked like a massage, but in reality, Lin Xian was also enjoying it. Little Xian, how did you meet Ling Long and the other girls? Linya asked curiously. Lin Xian being able to meet girls like Yi and Ling Ying was already beyond Linya's expectations, but he actually knew those 2 extraordinary girls, which made Linya even more curious. You're talking about them. It's nothing. We met in the demonic beast domain, completed missions together, and went through life and death together. Slowly we became friends. Lin Xian said. Although there was a suspicion of cheating, it was more or less the same meaning. Their temperaments are very good. Do you know them? It would be great if she could be your girlfriend. Lin Xian. Didn't I say that I don't want anyone but you? Lin Xian said sweetly. Flowery words that do not match the facts. This is the behavior of a scumbag. Scumbag value plus 200,000. Lin Xian. Fine. He admitted it. Don't you like it? They're really beautiful. Course I do. As long as she's pretty and has a good heart, I'll like her. But I like you the most, little fairy. Sweet talker. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. However, sweet talk was indeed very effective on girls, so she was quite happy. Oh right. Linya suddenly thought of something and took out a purple fruit from her bag. What kind of fruit is this? You only bought one. Lin Xian curiously took it. What surprised him was that this purple fruit was actually emitting a faint spiritual energy. I didn't buy it. Ling Long gave it to me. I don't know what it is either. Linya said faintly. She gave it to you. If it was given to Linya by Linglong Shui, with her ability, she could casually take out something very exaggerated. Yes, so I wanted you to see what it is. Of course, Lin Xian did not know what it was. Even the memories of the Imperial Physician's sacred technique did not have this. Perhaps it was only available on Earth or planet Aqua Blue. As for the Imperial Physician's sacred technique, Lin Xian did not know if it came from Earth or planet Aqua Blue. Did she say anything? Lin Xian asked. Linglong said that eating this is good for the body. Linglong Shui would not harm Linya. They got along quite well. Lin Xian could see that this was definitely something good. Then you eat it. What? Lin Xian was really looking forward to seeing what this mysterious purple fruit could do. You eat it. Although I haven't known Linglong for long, what she said should be true. Lin Xian gently rubbed Linya's little head, making her look like a child. Linya's pretty face blushed. You eat it. Maybe it's not suitable for men. Lin Xian laughed. He was really touched. If there was anything good, Linya would definitely think of him. But what could he give Linya? Compared to her love, it was negligible. Linya looked at Lin Xian. She still wanted to leave all the good things for Lin Xian, even though she did not know what it was. Hurry up and eat it. Otherwise I'll get angry and teach you a lesson tonight. Lin Xian glared at Linya. Linya's delicate body trembled. Bastard. This Lin Xian is becoming more and more of a hooligan. Can I eat it? Yes. Lin Xian nodded. I'll go wash it. Then Linya took the fruit to the kitchen, washed it, and took it out again. If it was some kind of heaven and earth spirit item, it would only be useful if one of them was eaten. For example, if the fruit was split into two, and Lin Xian and Linya each took half, it would be useless. Half each. Linya said in a low voice. I'm not eating it. I'm so full. You eat it all. Hurry up. Oh. Then Linya's small mouth gently bit the fruit. Strange. What's wrong? Lin Xian asked curiously. Why does it feel like it melts into water? Linya said in surprise. The more it was like this, the more precious the fruit was. It was not water, but thick heaven and earth spirit energy. It's okay. This is a good thing. Let's eat first. The fruit was not big. It was about the size of a normal apricot. It was not much bigger than a ping-pong ball. Linya finished it in a few bites. How do you feel? Anyway, as a bystander, Lin Xian could feel the spirit energy around Linya's delicate body. This spirit energy was getting thicker and thicker. It's hot. I feel. There's a stream of air in my lower abdomen. Just as she finished speaking, Linya's small face revealed a surprised expression. Lin Xian could feel her realm rising. Rising, it kept rising. After about a minute, this aura slowly disappeared. Lin Xian revealed a surprised expression. As expected, Linglong Shui gave Linya an extraordinary item. She probably saw that Linya's realm was not high. In this era, it was not good to have a low realm. So she gave Linya this item. Little Xian, the system notified me that my realm has reached Arcane Body Realm 4 stars. Linya looked at Lin Xian in surprise and asked, Did I hear wrongly? Lin Xian smiled and shook his head. No. Lin Xian's eye of spiritual insight confirmed that she had indeed reached Arcane Body Realm 4 stars. This small fruit allowed Linya to rise by dozens of stars. At the same time, it also increased her realm by a large realm. This was something similar to an experience fruit. As expected, this was another way to increase a martial artist's realm. There was no need to kill monsters. The powerful energy contained in the spirit fruit could also increase a martial artist's realm. This was good news. It was compatible with the God's Child system. Many people knew about it, but it was too difficult to obtain this kind of spirit fruit. It was almost equivalent to not having this method. Chapter 310. With the help of Lin Xian's experience fruit, Linya had reached the spirit condensation realm. With the help of this mysterious fruit, she had reached the arcane body realm. This was good news. It proved that Linya was very powerful now. However, she did not have any attributes or martial arts techniques. She only had a short lifespan. Her body was much stronger than ordinary people. Her current attributes were even lower than martial artists of the same realm. But it was enough for now. Lin Xian felt that the most important thing was to get Linya's attributes back. Then he would bring her to cultivate, learn martial arts techniques, and learn swordsmanship. This way Linya could also become powerful. Lin Xian would not have to worry about her being bullied outside. For now, Linya, who was at the 4 Stars Arcane Body Realm, was enough to stay in Tianhua City. Lin Xian also received a very important piece of information. Those heaven and earth spiritual items outside could increase one's realm. There was no need to kill monsters blindly. But it was very difficult to get. Killing monsters, experience fruit, possible scumbag system missions, and heaven and earth spiritual items. These were all the methods that Lin Xian knew that could increase one's realm. Meditation and cultivation were useless. However, for those people in the past, including the demon race and Bing Lingyue, they could only meditate or refine some heaven and earth spiritual items to increase their realm. In short, having the god spawn system was a good thing. More killing, less meditation. I feel so strong. Linya clenched her fists and said happily. Lin Xian lightly pinched her rosy cheeks and said with a smile, "When the time comes, I'll find you some powerful martial skills. Then I'll bring you to the demonic beast domain to grind levels. I'll nurture my little fairy into a formidable one." "There's no need," Linya said softly. "I think this is enough." "How can that be? And let me tell you, the higher your realm, the more youthful you can be." Of course Linya knew about this. However, she didn't have such extravagant hopes in the past. Now that she had become more powerful, and after hearing Lin Xian's words, she really did have this thought. There wasn't a girl who didn't love beauty, even the naturally beautiful Linya. She thought about it for a moment. As time passed, as she slowly grew older, her skin would definitely slowly deteriorate. At that time, she definitely wouldn't be as beautiful as before. The higher the level, the slower the aging, and the skin would always be in its best condition. Who wouldn't want it? In the past, she didn't have any extravagant hopes for herself. She only hoped that she could live a good life with Lin Xian and give him a good life. No matter how tired she was, even if she was old, it was enough as long as Lin Xian was happy. Now that Lin Xian was on the right track, it was time for her to think about herself. And the higher the level, the longer the lifespan of humans. Said that when you reach the celestial venerable realm, you can live for 800 years. We don't have extravagant hopes of reaching the celestial venerable realm and living for 800 years. No matter what, we have to live for 500 to 600 years, right? Don't let me live for 500 to 600 years while you, little fairy, are only 100 to 200 years old. I don't want that. I still want to live with you for the rest of my life. Lin Xian hugged Linya in his arms and said softly, "So, even if it's not for yourself, for me you have to think about increasing your strength and realm. I will help you. Now you can continue doing what you like. When I become more powerful, I can bring you along to become more powerful." Linya lightly nodded her little head, and then gently snuggled into Lin Xian's arms. Ding! You've made little sister feel touched. Scum man points plus 10,000. Lin Xian didn't understand. Wasn't it a good thing to make little sister feel touched? Why did it increase his scum man points? But regarding this point, Lin Xian also had some understanding. His guess was that no matter if it was positive or negative, as long as he could make little sister feel some kind of emotion because of his words, then it would increase his scum man points. That. Little fairy, I'm going to take a shower. Linging isn't here tonight. I'll go to your room. Well. Linya quickly sat up from Lin Xian's arms and looked at him seriously. Now Lian Yi was incomparably reserved, but when the time comes, she would have no choice but to let go of her reserve, because she would grant Lin Xian's every request. Hee hee, when the time comes, it's not up to you. Help me run the water, I want to take a shower. Linya glared at Lin Xian, and then went to the bathroom to run the water for Lin Xian. On the other side, in Lin Xian and Lin Ya's home, the two beautiful women, Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue, sat on the sofa with some snacks and food in front of them. They didn't know how to make it, so they could only buy it. Of course, there were also a few bottles of wine in front of them. Bing Lingyue's emotions were very messy at this moment, no less than Han Chushue's. She didn't know why, but when she saw Lin Xian in the ancient costume, her heart surged with an emotion she didn't even know what it was. Ling Longshui, who was beside her, accompanied her to eat and drink, but she felt that Bing Lingyue's mood wasn't very good. Maybe she was drunk and would be fine after sleeping, but she still felt that she had to solve this problem. I'll go and get some fresh air, Ling Longshui said to Bing Lingyue, and then walked to the balcony, opened the window and stood there, looking at the night view of the neighborhood. In fact, there was no night view, it was pitch black. After a while, she took out her phone and thought about the method that Lin Xian taught her before. Then, she dialed the number of the handsome guy who saved Lin Xian. Lin Xian had helped to change this number, so she didn't want to change it back. She had no choice. Lin Xian had just finished his shower and was humming a song as he prepared to barge into Lin Ya's room. Then his phone rang. When he saw that it was Ling Longshui calling, he was stunned. Alright, he also wanted to ask if he could get a fruit like Lin Ya from Ling Longshui. It was a natural treasure. The first one was useful, and the second one was useless. But Lin Xian also needed it. Hello, Xiao Linglong, what's wrong? You miss me so late at night. Lin Xian grinned. Get lost, Lin Xian. Oh my god. She scolded him the moment she called. Damn. I said, please be polite when you call me. Otherwise I'll hang up. Then please don't talk nonsense. Ling Longshui said coldly. Okay, what's the matter? Do you still remember the portrait that you saw at Ling Yu's place? Lin Xian replied with an. Today you're dressed exactly the same as in the portrait. Lin Xian. Speaking of this, Lin Xian recalled carefully. At that time, he did look very similar to the portrait in the mirror. But a portrait was a portrait, not a photo. No matter how similar it was, it couldn't be guaranteed that it was the same person. What are you trying to say? Ever since Ling Yu saw your outfit at night, she was a little emotional. That person is the one she really loves. Maybe your appearance and outfit are almost the same as in the portrait, which made her think of something, but she didn't really think of it. I'm thinking if I should tell Ling Yu about this and ask for your opinion. Chapter 311. Lin Xian secretly rubbed his forehead. I say, big sister, why do you keep insisting on this matter? That's a portrait. Do you understand? It's drawn by hand. No matter how similar it is, it's not a photo on our phone. Might not even be the same person. Besides, I'm only 21 years old. What are you trying to do? It's true. If it was a few years ago, perhaps Lin Xian might believe it because he wasn't there at that time. Perhaps the time was right. However, it was a person from 800 years ago. How could he believe it? This sovereign only wants to ask you. Do you want to tell her? Why should I tell her? I'm not telling her. Lin Xian shook his head. Why? Didn't you say that it has nothing to do with you? Ling Longshui asked. But you don't think so. Moreover, little Bing Bing will be in trouble when the time comes. Do you think it's not good now? Lin Xian said. Ling Longshui fell silent. Was it good now? She felt that it was not bad. She was good friends with Bing Lingyue. She ate, drank and played all day long. She experienced the life of a modern human. It was indeed very happy. However, she had forgotten about that person. Ling Longshui felt that it was unfair to her. But was that person really Lin Xian? She was actually not sure. Then that's all for now. Wait a moment. Don't hang up first. What's the matter? Lin Xian dryly coughed and asked. Do you still have that purple fruit that you gave to my sister? There's still one left. Can you give it to me? Then what can you give this sovereign? Ling Long Shui asked. What could he give Ling Long Shui? He didn't know. However, he definitely had something that could interest Ling Long Shui. It was just a matter of whether Lin Xian was willing to exchange it with her. I have something that can definitely interest you. However, I want to know how effective that fruit is for me. It can help you easily advance to the mysterious heaven realm. What would happen if I used it again in the mysterious heaven realm? Lin Xian continued to ask. At least 3 stars. 3 star. It was worth it to advance to 3 stars. Lin Xian was now at the 9 stars of the arcane body realm. He was only 2 stars away from advancing to the arcane heaven realm, and from the 10 stars to the arcane heaven realm. He could use the heavenly star fruit to advance. Heavenly star fruit. A fruit that can allow one's cultivation to rise by 1 star after consumption. Effective for those below the Grand Dominion realm. First purchase price. 1,000,000. Every subsequent purchase price will be doubled. However, the price of the heavenly star fruit would double every time. So Lin Xian was considering whether or not to use the heavenly star fruit. However, he could use that purple fruit to advance to the mysterious heaven realm. The reason why Ling Long Shui trusted Lin Xian was because he had indeed taken out a treasure that shocked her. What do you have? Ling Long Shui asked. I have something that I don't think your little fruit is of the same value as me. Ling Long Shui frowned slightly. You first. Lin Xian then asked. How pure is your Void Fox's space attribute? Ling Long Shui frowned. This should be considered a secret to her. She hesitated for a moment, then said, 90%. 90% is around 90%. I can increase your space attribute's purity to 100%. I believe you can tell how valuable this is to you, right? What? Ling Long Shui was shocked. She was a Void Fox, the ruler of the space attribute. Even so, her space attribute's purity was not the highest. After a long time, she had absorbed many space attribute spiritual treasures and increased her space attribute's purity to 90%. This was enough to show how important this attribute was to her. This was an extremely important attribute. To her, increasing her space attribute's purity by 1% was an unimaginable increase to her space attribute. After all, she was in the arcane body realm. However, she had basically given up on increasing her space attribute's purity because there were almost no space attribute spiritual treasures in this world that could support her space attribute's purity. Now, Lin Xian said that he could increase her space attribute's purity to the maximum. How could she not be shocked? However, even she could not do it. How could a mere arcane body realm cultivator do it? No, he did have something that even Ling Long Shui was shocked by. He could not be judged by common sense. The thing Lin Xian was talking about was obviously the attribute increasing medicine. Using 5 million scum man points to increase his arcane body realm was definitely not a loss. However, something that was not worth much to him was a priceless treasure to others. Lin Xian did not want to only exchange a small fruit from Ling Long Shui. Normally it was not a loss, but he could obviously exchange it for more things. What did he lack? For the time being, Lin Xian was not too sure. Powerful martial arts. Yes, awesome spiritual weapons were also possible. Or some heaven-defying tools were also possible. So, if I can take out this thing, what else can you give me? Lin Xian asked with a smile. If it's true, I can give you everything you want. Ling Long Shui said. This thing was worth everything she had. Oh, really? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. Course. Then I want you. Is that okay? Ling Long Shui fell silent. If you want to die. Ling Long Shui said coldly. Lin Xian shrugged. Look, you said that you can give me everything I want. Now you don't want to satisfy me. How can I be at ease and cooperate with you? Change it. Also, I don't know if you're telling the truth. Ling Long Shui said. What's the point of lying to you? Lin Xian asked. Ling Long Shui fell silent. Yes, it seemed like there was no point. Then what do you want? I said I want you. Ling Long Shui. Beep, 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 beep. The call was hung up. Lin Xian. Damn. Women. Lin Xian secretly shook his head. However, he knew that Ling Long Shui was interested. I'm going to find my little fairy. Lin Xian put away his phone and happily pushed open the door to Lin Ya's room. Then, he was dumbfounded. Lin Ya was asleep. Damn. Lin Ya was lying on her side, facing Lin Xian. Her little face was resting on her arm. She seemed to be sleeping very soundly. It was probably a tiring day. After work she went shopping the whole night. Sob, sob, sob. Lin Xian quietly closed the door. Lin Ya was sleeping soundly. Lin Xian didn't have the heart to wake her up. Why is it so hard to find a girl to talk about life? Lin Xian bitterly returned to his room. That night everyone seemed to have a lot on their minds. Ling Ying, Han Chushue, Bing Lingyue, Ling Long Shui. And the most miserable one, Lin Xian. Lin Xian was very unhappy in the first half of the night. However, he slept quite comfortably towards the end. Knock, knock, knock. Lin Xian's door was knocked. Lin Xian opened his eyes. Then Lin Ya gently pushed open the door. You're tuning in to the Whispers of Romance YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.